All right. I've got some stuff for you, Neil.
Do you? You got some stuff?
Oh, some stuff.
Some of the good stuff?
Good stuff.
Okay.
Edgerton Park Arena.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I sure never heard of it.
You never heard of the Edgerton Park Arena in Rochester?
I have not, no. Mm-mm.
You weren't in Rochester with Lester Harrison?
Oh, Les Harrison. Oh, I thought you were talking about Detroit.
No, I'm talking about Rochester.
Oh, yeah, I saw games at, Les Harrison was the Royals coach and Red Auerbach was the Celtics coach. They used to crime and holler and carry on. Bobby Wanzer, Bob Davies, Arnie Rison. Now we're talking. Crap.
Yeah, well, Dick Stockton wanted me to pass that along to you that he was there in those days.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Well, he was 5 years old.
Did he have the same bad hairpiece?
He doesn't have a hairpiece.
Oh, well, it looks like it.
He had some surgery.
Yeah. But anyway.
What do you mean by that? Lobotomy?
He listens to you regularly.
Yeah, I bet he does. He still sucks. Is he there? Hey, Dick.
He's around, yeah.
Probably a good guy, but he sucks on the air.
Well, he wanted me to tell you that...
very stilted. I don't care how much he kisses my ass. He sucks.
He wanted me to bring these things to your attention.
Home run! What a call. You know something? That one and the Dave Van Boring's call of the Marlins winning the series, those have to be two of the most pathetic, critical calls, World Series or playoff-ending calls in the history of sports. Anyway, what?
That's it.
He had some other stuff, too. We'll talk about that at a different time.
Like what?
Never mind, Beast.
Oh, come on, let's go. Don't hold back.
I'll have to tell you when I get
you're
back.
Disappointed because I don't want to... See, I'm not like Larry King. In other words, just because somebody kisses my ass, I'm not going to kissy back. Especially when they look like Dick Stockton, you know what I'm saying?
Well, he just happens to enjoy you. That's
well,
okay.
Good. So does Brent Mousberger. At least Brent's got a sense of humor. Well, maybe Dick does, too.
He does, as a matter of fact.
Good. He doesn't mind the fact that I rip him an ass.
No, he knows you rip him.
I'm just kidding. Not. He's all right. He never stole a freight train.
You know something, Neil? There
are
some people you rip who get it.
Yeah. What does that mean? I'm hoping he doesn't get it.
No. You know what I'm talking about. There were some people who you ripped.
You mean like Greg Cote? I see you chatted him up, is what he says in the Herald. You chatted him up.
I ran into him yesterday, and
I hope with a Mack truck. I got it. Listen, I have a copy of an email. Will you listen to me?
Yeah.
I have a copy of an email in my hand right now, and that's going to answer a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Even though our station, a bunch of wusses, but that's their problem. I washed my hands of it. I did my best. This is an email from Alan Brown. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I do.
The Vice President of Communications for Sports Talk 790.
One of the great phonies in the world.
Well, as a matter of fact, if you'd like to email him and tell him what a phony he is and about how we're onto his phony poll there, you can email him at abrown@790theticket.com. All one word, abrown. And by the way, heck of a job, Brownie. abrown@790theticket.com. Here's his email. Wait till you hear all the people it's written to. From Amanda Lipman, Howard Davis, not Howard David, Howard Davis, John Stugatz-Wiener, Scott Betcher, is it? Becker? Steve Bransick, Gino Polito, Brian Feuerberg, Michael Smith, Jim Favola, John Travolta, Teresa Griffin, Terry Griffin, Victor Aguirre, Christina Aguilera, Allison Turner, Jason Solotkin, Zach Krantz, Jonathan Zaslow, Brandon Guzio, Richard Egedge, Mark Hockman, Hockmer Nishkain Rich. Oh, by the way, I hope the Beast understands that when you get a spin on that the computer, you already know this, don't you?
Yeah.
When you get to spin, the computer already decided what you're going to get. It's just a dog and pony show. You do know that.
No, it's all luck.
No, that's absolutely untrue.
It's all luck. My finger decides it all.
Okay, whatever you say. Yeah, you got a lucky finger because I know where you store it.
Rectum.
Richard Eade, Kurt Murphy, Kevin Rogers, Lindsey Dean, Lindsey Nelson, Dizzy Dean, J.J. Jackson.
It's everybody who works
Max
at that
Lorber,
station.
listen to me. Natalie Blind, Adrian Baste, Jeremy Peltz, Lindsey Dean again, Phil Shane, Mark Eisenberg, Bimirbis Duchesne, and got like 8,000 names on here, and here's what it says. Greg Cote is doing a web poll on Radio Wars in South Florida. He's looking for your favorite and least favorite host. Please vote, and let's crush the QAM. Here's the link. And there's the link, blogs.herald.com, blah, blah, blah. And it's signed Alan T. Brown, Vice President of Communications, Sports Talk 790 The Ticket, with his phone number and his abrown at the 790theticket.com. At the top of this, it says, I came upon this email, thought I might amuse you, signed a friend. So maybe somebody on the inside over there walked it across the street, or who knows, or tipped off somebody inside and they made a copy of it. So obviously they were like daisy chaining. See what I'm saying? So there's about 100 names on here, or at least 30 or 40 anyway.
About 30, man.
And if each of them sent it out to like 50 people, you see what I'm saying? It's a daisy chain.
He's a liar and a fake.
So it's obvious that Alan Brown, they felt that this was extremely important. So maybe it's a good thing that our people didn't get involved because they're beating us by a couple hundred votes. Let them take some comfort in that.
Yeah,
I mean,
the whole thing's a fraud.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be a fraud. If our people wouldn't have wussed out, man. We got such a bunch of, I don't know. Like I said, I give up. I just throw in the towel. I do my thing 10 to 2, and that's it. I talk to you in the morning, which is fine. That's it. 2 o'clock, it's like, remember the song by Roger Williams and Jane Morgan 100 years ago on Cap Records called Two Different Worlds? Remember that song?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. We got 2 different worlds on this station. There's me and you guys.
Well, Alan Brown's the guy who sent out a press release to the writers.
Nice job, Brownie.
When the president of the Marlins was on their afternoon show.
Yeah.
And he asked if it was true that they had a higher rating than I did, and they said yes. And he said that nobody ever listens to me or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. And so Alan Brown sent out the release. Well, nobody printed it because everybody knew it was BS, Alan Brown is just a skunk.
I mean, how can you lie about the ratings? And that's back in the day when they were
still the guy's a liar and a phony.
You're a liar and a phony, Alan.
And he's a cheap shot artist.
And your website or your email address is abrown@790theticket.com.
If he fell off a cliff, I wouldn't miss him. Not only that, but
his email there with complaints about
not only that, I know people who hired him as a consultant who have been very disappointed.
Consultant.
Yes.
Can I tell you a funny story? Remember Walter Sabo?
Yeah.
A real a-hole. He was a Paxson consultant for IOD for a while. In fact, he hired Karen Kay, who was his lady friend, and the first night on the air, she was bragging about the fact that she was banging the consultant. But anyway, and that's a true story.
Yeah.
So anyhow, Walter Sabo, who's a backstabber and a real, he cozies up to the talent, and then he goes back to the management and, like rats us all out and stabs us in the back. He killed Jerry Williams. He caused him to have a heart attack because he screwed him over at WRKO in Boston. But anyway, so Walter Sabo calls Norma Kent a few days ago. Happens to know the guy that owns CFRB in Toronto. Well, CFRB, which is 1010 on the dial, same as INS in New York. CFRB is 50,000 watts, very prestigious station here for years and years, and now it's the talk station. And the owner, who's just, he owns just this one station, is a huge fan of mine. He's got a place down there in, where the hell did he say? Somewhere down there in South Florida, Winterholm. And he would love to have me on the air sometime on CFRB. For fun. In other words, not to pay me, but just to come on just for fun. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Yeah, not. Now, let me just tell you this, because we all know the FCC and Joyce. We got both of them around our neck. But setting Joyce aside, the FCC, we know how repressive they are. The CTRC, which is the equivalent in Canada of the FCC, they make the FCC look like George Carlin. Okay, that's how uptight and repressive they are. Even though CBC will very often use the F word or SH word in their news, like a news story or whatever, no problem, or a movie. But as far as talk shows, man, if I said crap the first time, they would come in and bodily drag me out of the studio. So the idea that I'd be on the air here is the chances are, and especially for fun,
Yeah, for fun.
Because lately, especially, I'm not doing it for fun. Just give me the money, please. No fun. Especially when you're working for this outfit. But Clarence, Clarence is getting a lobotomy today. In fact, before he goes off, he's going to get himself a nice blueberry enema. He's doing that right now.
I could use one of those.
Clean out his brains.
Yeah.
Cleansing
I'm talking
experience.
to Neil right now.
Who are you talking to there? Dick
Stockton is standing in front of me.
Hey, Dick, how you doing, baby?
Hold on
you
a second.
Are really...
We'll get you a
who's that hot chick that he's married to? He's married to
Leslie Visser.
Leslie Visser, there you go. And Leslie Visser
also
loves this
hot
show.
Chick.
Well, thank you. That's nice. For 52 years old, that's a compliment.
No, 52. Neil's older than that.
No, my.
Yeah, get out of here. Oh, my God. You're old enough to be my grandpa. Are you kidding me? Man.
I got to tell Neil, a year ago, I'm walking along my complex. I walk 3 miles every
Jewish,
morning.
You know what?
When you
Go ahead.
Okay. So, Neil, I'm walking along, and then I know I was on the radio on Friday, and then you had a couple of comments about me. And all these cars are stopping as I'm walking, and they're saying, "Did you hear what Neil just said about you?"
Really?
I said, "I'm listening to it." And then another car. Neil just ripped you when you walk by. I said, "Will you let me walk?"
As long as they keep talking about you, man, it means two things: that you're
that's
still
true.
alive.
I've been telling Hank I enjoy. I'm down in Boca. I listen to you guys.
Well, let me ask you now: when you're in Boca, you got playing golf with Mo Howard David? Come on. You don't have to hold back. He's not on the air anymore. You don't have to hold back.
I have played golf with him.
Yeah, and did you swap hair pieces or what?
I don't wear a hairpiece.
Did his muskrat attack you?
And he doesn't wear one either anymore.
Yeah, and you're talking to the guy who embarrassed him out of it.
I know.
Yeah, he shamed him out of that dead muskrat. Listen to him laugh. You know it's the truth. You know it's the truth.
We love it. Leslie says, you listen to when you have Neil on, you listen to Neil, we have a great time. So we really appreciate it. It makes the walk go fast.
Well, congratulations on getting a nice young wife.
Well, thank you. She is younger than I am, I might add.
Especially for a guy as bland as you are, man, to have a hot wife. That's really
I know. But on television, you don't want people talking too much, Neil.
You must have something we don't know about, I'll tell you that.
Neil, you don't want people talking too much on TV. Radio.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, whatever your name is, Dick. Have a great life, man.
You're great. I am.
The Super Bowl.
Who's
calling the Super Bowl? Who's calling the Super Bowl?
It's called the Super Bowl.
Who's calling it?
Yeah.
Al Michaels and John Madden, ABC.
Al and Madden are doing it.
Yeah, but Dick is doing the international broadcast.
We do the international broadcast.
Oh, in other words, in a foreign language.
Yeah, we speak in tongues.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
We're bilingual, Neil. We speak out of both sides.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Bi is the operative word. Well, listen, have a great life.
Okay, thank you very much.
And say hi to your golfing buddy there in Boca. Okay?
No, thank you, Neil.
Maybe he'll pick up the tab for you next time, but I doubt it.
Maybe.
See you, Pally.
Okay.
Neil? That was special, man. It was good.
Good.
Put me in
Glad you liked it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's no Alan Brown, but then again, heck of a job, Brownie.
That's definitely not. Back to that guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I better not. I'll wind up.
No, go ahead.
A friend of mine hired him as a consultant, and he promised him all kinds of things that he was going to do for him, and he got paid, and apparently none of the things materialized.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, he sure whipped up about this blog thing, man. He's all foaming at the mouth, and he's got them a couple hundred votes ahead, and they're like circulating this email, and they got the daisy chain going. They're probably like standing over each one of these people on there with a whip, making them like hop on their computers, you know.
Well, that's what I told Cote yesterday. I just walked up to him. Don't you think it's odd that like 900 votes came in 2 hours for one station? And he said he's trying to tell me that it's. The system is foolproof against that sort of thing.
Oh, give me a break.
Yeah.
You can vote on there like every 2 minutes if you want.
So that was our chat.
In addition to which, and he looks at you with a straight face, even though he's on their payroll over there, and he's on with his buddy LeBaster, the singing sports fairy every afternoon. Who's he kidding? Who is he kidding? Jesus Christ, Cody. You ought to get him in there. Then we'll accomplish something. Get him in there tomorrow morning. I'll put him on the air. Phony, butt kisser, man. Talk about this. He is the epitome of what the Herald's all about. Bush League isn't even the word for it. I wouldn't wipe my ass with the Herald, especially with his page, especially with his face on it. Oh, no, in fact, now that I think of it, I take that back.
You would?
Yeah, I would. Definitely would.
Well, you have a nice day.
I absolutely will. In fact, I'm going to go get some of that. What's that? Senecot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll use that.
Okay.
I'm going to get that page that's got Greg Cody's picture on it. I'm going to do a real number on it. Maybe when you see him next time, he'll have a strange aroma about him. Although he probably already does. Well, that was nice talking to Dick Stockton this morning. He sure as hell is no Alan Brown.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Boy, that really got you going just to mention that.
Yes.
I'm going to read this email. In fact, I got.
Don't ever read it to me again.
A. Brown at 790theticket.com. You might want to send him. You want to have Beast email him your regards from Detroit from the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I'm typing as we speak.
You know what? Have him come up here. We'll send him on
a
nice long journey through Midtown.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Beast can take him walking on 12th Street late at night. I'll give you all the right neighborhoods, man.
Have a good day.
Me, I know my Detroit.
I will talk to you tomorrow.
Well, get out to Northville Downs, by the way. You've been there once before. It's not too late to go again.
Okay.
Brad Kramer is... Just remember, Brad Kramer, every race. Trust me.
I got you.
Every race is an adventure. Okay, listen. See you tomorrow.
All right.
Hi, this is Rich.
I like to go fishing inside the shower store. Slip side as I go swishing and splatter off the wall. I bend over forward, try to aim it at my leg, but I'm much too small, my tiny thing is far away.
Why tripping on my leg?
When April showers come my way, I like a golden shower. And squirt, spritz, and spray, taking a golden shower. I like a muscle down theory. Before I start to scrub, I rinse off my wee-wee with a pair of loofah gloves. Blowing on my toes makes me feel so wet and wild. Steaming is a scream when I bathe myself in bile. Aren't you glad that I use style?
Rectum.
April showers, start my way. I like a golden shower. Expert trip and spray. Taking a golden shower. All right. Taking a golden shower.
Oh, yeah. That's just enough to make me cry, you know?
Yeah.
Well, he did a fine job, as usual, chicken neck. That's great. Got a little carried away in one of the other ones, but that's beside the point. Oh, if you mention that to Claridge, said he's got no clue, but I guess he already knows that.
I'll have him do it over.
See, it's one thing. What?
The bit.
Oh, yeah, the Geldia 2 on that one. Because he says small. Can't say that no more.
Or less.
Oh, there's John Bolton with that obnoxious mustache. Take a puke at that. Oh, my God. You notice how more and more of these new guys, they got the mustache.
Yeah.
And if he could put a little, shoe polish on it that Reagan left over, he can look just like Hitler.
Well.
Anyway, Alan Brown writes, I'll get to that in a minute. I'm only going to read that. How many times today?
About 30, man.
It is so amusing. What is his email again? abrown@790theticket.com. Might want to just let him know that we're on to him and his daisy chain and how desperate they... Oh, yeah, let's get... Yeah, I mean, we're trying to have some fun with it and just bury them, which would have been appropriate. And the rest of the station like, we got important things to talk about, like Jack. So to hell with it. I gave them an 800-vote lead, and they just dropped it right on the ground. They sat right... Volcamper sat his fat ass right down on the ground and refused to move. And that's fine, It's hard to move when you're that big. In fact, talking about personality transplant.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Neil God.
The following is an apology from the headquarters of Measly Green Inquisition.
56.
Yes, it's been brought to our attention from outside sources, since we never listen to radio anyway, that the only lucrative show we have on the air, the Neil Rogers Show, I believe it is, has been playing farts again. Now, this flies in the face of God and the FCC. Well, not really, the FCC, but we know so little of broadcasting, we don't want to take any chances. Subsequently, this validates our fear of syndicating Neil's show on our other stations. Not that it ever would have occurred to us in the first place. We're much too busy convincing ourselves that we know what we're doing. After all, we are based in prestigious Fort Myers, a town that Oscar named after his weenie. Suffice it to say, if you want to feel important, rent office space above a seashell store in Fort Myers. Can't get more cosmopolitan than that. Not to mention, as a Florida-based business, we benefit by not having to pay our bills or employees. Well, that's good, Joyce. Thank you. I'm done. You don't look through it.
Oh, man. I think somebody just got joiced.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, 22 after 10. Oh, look at that. There's that crazy Andrea Yates has been released. She's walking out. She's got her little brown sack that she borrowed from Barry Jackass. And she's waltzing right out there. How do you like that? What's that all about?
She's going to the funny farm.
We'll get there probably.
Oh, is that where she's going? Or are you joking?
Yeah, no, that she's going to...
oh, thank goodness, because it says Yates released, so I thought maybe like out of the real world.
No, she's being committed.
I see. Well, here's somebody who probably ought to be on line 9. QAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with your signal?
Bad.
It's like fading in and out.
So what else is there? Where are you, like in Jacksonville?
No, I'm in in fact, I'm right next to Fort Lauderdale International. And,
too far away. But, probably, hey, listen, we got to conserve, man. That's the new Beasley deal. That's the new strategy. That's why we're eliminating 400 jobs. We only got 100 people working there, but we're eliminating 400 jobs.
I will say we were off the air for a second there in the beginning.
Yeah.
So that might be
that's not what this guy's talking about. Maybe when we came back on, we're like using that backup transmitter, the one that the guy climbed up on behind the Herald. That I find out that's the backup tower. Not the transmitter, but it's a backup tower. Did you know that?
Yeah, we found
Maybe the guy's back up on it. Anyway, I changed my mind. I think because we're only 200 and I just looked at that thing because Hank, and between the Alan Brown thing, it just frosted my ass, this email. only 280 votes behind. I don't care about the individuals because those guys don't care enough about it to plug for themselves, so why should I care? But the thing where it says, which of the big two stations do you prefer for sports radio? And, of course, Greg Cote, that you got those safety valves in there so you can't vote twice. But wouldn't it be something if all the 1,893 people that voted for QM just all tried to vote again, like right now?
I'm doing it.
I mean, I know it couldn't possibly work, but nevertheless, it's on the Miami Herald web front page. Okay, you go about 2/3 of the way down on the right-hand side.
There now.
It says Greg Cote, random evidence blog, and then you go all the way to the bottom of the thing. Which of the big two stations do you prefer for sports radio? And you vote for QAM or for.
Hey, we could do a test.
I beg your pardon?
We could do a test. You could view it while I vote and see if it changes.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know.
But how am I going to know if it's you?
Well, it'll be something. That's a good point. Because I'll do it real quick.
Because if you're the only one I can get to vote again, that doesn't say much about the power.
Neil, God!
Well, what's the total?
The total is $21.78 for $7.90 the ticket and $18.93 for QAM.
All right, I just voted for Hank.
No, but I'm not talking about that. I don't care. That's fine. I'm happy about that. But I'm not looking at that. Which of the big two stations do you prefer for sports radio? We didn't have time to potchkey around with those individual, who do you hate, the best, the worst, the most mediocre, the most ponderous, the fattest. Right. No, we're looking at, which do you prefer?
I just hit on QAM.
Yeah, and? What does it say? What's the total now?
$18.99 to $21.98.
Well, that's not good, and that means we just got 6 and they got 20. That means that Eisenberg and Lorber and Kevin Rogers and Kurt Murphy and Mark Hockman and Richard Eeg and Zach Krantz and Jonathan Zaslow and Brian Feuerberg and Stu Gotts-Wiener and his daddy and mommy and the dog and Scott Betcher, they're all voting like a hand over limp wrist. This is good. Let's have an all-out battle today tomorrow.
Guess what?
Let's just kick their disgusting ass. What?
I think you can vote multiple times. I'm clicking multiple times.
I am telling you, you can vote as often as you want. Listen, you believe Greg Cote at the Herald. Do you think he has any idea about it? He wouldn't know the Internet's from Al Gore's ass. Who are you kidding? WQAM Internet Central, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes.
From 10:11 till 10:20, I've heard about 1 minute of your show. You've been on and off the air since.
Oh, thanks for the bad news. How do you like that? See, we're trying to this is great. This is great. Has Clarence been in there to say you guys have been off the air a whole bunch?
Miguel told me.
Yeah. What about our program director? What about junior program director? What the hell's he doing besides getting that blueberry enema today? Maybe he can't get the out.
I could really use a blueberry enema today.
Yeah. Not from what I'm hearing. A little too much sugar in that.
Bring a match
all that melting pot the other day. Just cut down on the azúcar, baby. Like Celia Cruz would say, azúcar. Just cut it down. And cut her down, too, like a tree.
I got this fancy lighter.
Like an oak tree.
Careful.
So we got it straightened out now. I mean, if we're not on the air, I'm not going to sit here and spend a lot of energy and then wonder how come I can't get any response. This is so typically a QAM, man.
No, we're straightened out now, though.
And you're straightened out? Well, don't let Duff hear it. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, your signal's been cutting in and out since you started the show, even like during the commercials.
Right.
Hey, can I give you a website to check out?
What is it, one that I'm going to get a worm from or something?
No. It's
get that worm now. They got that new worm making the rounds.
It's 911truth.org.
Oh, yeah, somebody already gave that to me. Let me write it down again because I write these down and then I lose whatever I wrote it on.
Also,
Truth.org.
I got some bad news for you for Michigan.
Yeah.
Ted Nugent's running for governor.
Well, good luck to all of us, okay? And thank God I'm not in Kalamazoo nor more Southfield. Okay, see you in Ypsilanti, Pally. So Alan Brown writes...
Yeah.
Oh, God, I love it. So, in other words, we haven't even been on the air. We're still gaining a few votes on there. Everybody's got to vote again on that, which station? Oh, look at that, 1921 already.
Yeah, I voted like 10 times already.
Yeah, but so are their people. This is good, man. It's like Ricky Martin would love this. It's like a peen contest. He'd probably love to get right in the middle, in between the two stations. 10:27 at QAM.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
If you're a mighty big star who's known for crashing cars and snorting stuff up your nose,
y'all know who you are.
You got an eating disorder and you punched a reporter and there's a picture of you with no clothes. Oops. Well, you're wanted by the cops and your last movie flopped. And why did you color your hair? Before the paparazzi get you, you've got to get your picture on the cover of Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair. Gonna get your picture on the cover. Blame it all on your stage mother. Yep. Gonna do some damage control on the cover of Vanity Fair.
It's all your PR guy's idea.
On the cover of Vanity Fair.
I don't believe it. Look at that girl. She's a big-name beauty who's appeared in movies, and you've seen her in the picture show. Yeah, I saw Ghost. Bruce Willis is her hubby, and she's got a little baby that she brings to the studio. Right. She makes all kinds of dough to buy all kinds of clothes, but the clothes she doesn't wear are the clothes that are painted on the girl who's naked on the cover of the Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair. Demi Moore is naked on the cover. Fair. With a suit that's made from watercolor. Fair. Is it truth or is it dare? On the cover of the Vanity Fair. It's a very, very good paint job. I think I'll take her part.
I got a great big passion for her skin-tight fashion, 'cause she's gone out on a limb. She got a body by Sherwin-Williams, and they even did the trim.
She got a pinstripe bosom and lapels go with them, and she's looking so debonair. Oh, so beautiful. But you ain't seen nothing like the extra buttons on the cover of the Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair. Naked on the cover. Fair. With a nerve like that, you gotta love her. Fair. Excuse me if I stare at the cover of the Vanity Fair. On the cover of the Vanity Fair. More is naked on the cover. Fair. Bought an extra copy for my brother. I want one 'cause the girl's completely bare. On the cover of the Vanity Fair. Oh yeah, that's right. She's right there in the cover, man, looking so beautiful, smiling. She ain't even pregnant this time.
All of these things.
Who would have ever dreamed back when that first came out, when we played that about 85 years ago, that she'd be doing Ashton Kutcher Koo now, huh?
Never really gave it a thought, though.
Well, that's not. Anyway, so we just got an email from one of our insiders over there across the street, and the reason we only gained 3 net votes so far. You notice how both totals are zooming up there?
Yeah.
Because Alan Brown has got everybody, even a janitor across the street, and they're all sitting at their PCs and other people's PCs and their PPs, and they're like tapping out. Every time we get one, they get like 2, you know? And then they get 2 and we get 3. And they're banging, over and over again, because this is obviously extraordinarily important to them. I never realized that. So I don't want to pee on their parade, but nevertheless, let's do it anyway. That's your assignment today, folks. It'll keep you off the street. It doesn't require a lot of effort on your part. In fact, our poll is kind of like crappy anyway. I'm not that crazy about our poll today. Thanks anyway, Sean. See, I don't understand. He put and Ron Jeremy on there, which has got a bunch of votes, about who has the least self-respect.
Yeah.
It would seem to me it's just the opposite. He
Right.
must think, well, we know he thinks he's hot stuff, and of course he's grotesque and gigantic and hairy and nauseating. Just the fact he's lucky to be double-jointed, that's just a freak of nature, you know.
It might be a lack of self-respect for somebody good-looking to do something like that. But in his case, it's, that's great work.
Yeah. What an ego. A massive pupik and a massive ego and a massive, 1957 we got, and they got 2230, that's what they got.
I keep clicking it.
Is it
I'm
counting?
sending you a fax that says that it doesn't count, but it looks to be having an effect unless somebody coincidentally just
If
happens
you
to be
click it
voting.
again, just went to 58.
Right.
Click it again. Click it again.
Wait. All right, click it again.
Oh, 59. Oh, my God. That Alan Brown over there, he's got to be doing like, what can Brown do for you? You know what I'm saying? He's got to be changing his underwear every 2 minutes. As if, you know what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is that maybe Eddie will, since Eddie was the only, I stopped, yesterday during the show, I stopped looking at that comment line.
idea.
I mean, just give me a break. The same 3 misfits, the same mental midgets that are on every chat room, every comment line, oh, brother. Wow. But maybe Eddie might want to email Alan Brown, tell him what a great job he's doing over across the street. Yeah. Babloop, babloop. So Alan can get a really good idea of our intellectual. Let's see. Here's what it says. You cannot vote twice on the Cote poll. If you notice, after you vote in the box with the results, on the bottom where it says how many people voted in the poll also says who you voted for and at what time. I do see that. If you want to vote twice, you have to clear your cookies in Internet Explorer. Just press Tools, then Internet Options, then Delete Cookies, and you start all over again. By the way, it says I'm listening online so I can hear you fine. Well, thank God for that. We got a lot of people in town listening online because our signal blows. And, of course, their signal over there. Oh, even when I was WNWS, you know what's on that 790? You think we got Cuban interference. Fidel cranked up like some 80 million watt signal on the 790.
Hola.
And so at night, I mean, you can be sitting under the tower. It's like the light bulb in Fort Lauderdale. You can be sitting under the transmitter, and you still can't hear the damn thing. Hell of a signal. Heck of a job, Alan. Brownie. 1959, 2240. You can just keep refreshing it, man. That's a good part of this. Don't you like that?
Yeah, it's
refreshing. 1967, that's 33, 270. We've picked up 8 votes. Oh! Net. Because Alan is like standing over their shoulder, especially Stu Gotts. You know, if you're going to get all Daddy's money, Stu, John, Wiener Man, then you better like keep tapping that baby out. Bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-bop, bada-beep, bada-boop, yeah. Because, you know, they're sure as hell not getting them from what they got on the air right now. That's for damn sure. WQAM, hello.
Neil God.
Yes, sir. Speaking. Happy Thursday, sir.
Happy Thursday to you. Hey, the bit you just played about the Beasleys,
Yeah.
the funniest thing I've heard in some time.
I just about wet my pants, yeah.
That was terrific.
Yeah.
Keep it up and have an awesome day, young man.
Back to you, Pally. Yeah, things are looking up now, okay? The boss is away. He's getting doctored or something. And then we got Clarence in there getting his blueberry enema. And then Alan Brown, he's getting like a lobotomy or something. Boy, oh boy, you call him a consultant like that thing says. Hey, that'd be a good poll. Who's the better consultant, Walter Sabo, Alan Brown, or Greg Reed? Oh, man. Woo! Wow.
By the way, Chicken Neck says that he did not say that word.
Oh, he didn't say it?
I haven't heard it, so I was going to listen to it.
Okay, well, let's listen to it then. I was positive he said penis. I mean, we can say that, but just like isolated. You know? What?
I'm sorry.
What? You can say it like
I saw something funny on the TV just now.
Oh. Well, I don't understand. What's the problem with that?
There isn't one, except that Joyce made it up.
No. Joyce didn't make it up. It's just that a couple of weak-kneed middle-level management people said, "Oh, gee, Joyce, can they say this?" And no matter what they ask, she's no. That's all.
No.
But she's got it on a instant.
No.
Yeah. That's what she just plays the recording. Buffalo Bill going.
No.
That's all. Can we say it's Thursday, you bastard?
No.
Friday is an exception. We can say it's Friday, you bastard. That's the one day a week she'll let us say that. Because that's the day she goes for her poisonberry enema. Okay, let's listen to it. Let's see what you think.
He's moving the puck around there with that big stick. He shoots. And
For a goal.
hi, everybody. That was me. I'm the voice of the Panther. Hey, how you doing up there in Boca, Mo? Fixing the paladins off your feet, huh? Told you I'd get your time slot. Now I'm going to change the face of budget-conscious sport hole radio. Starting with an interview with a generic sport hole spokesman. I don't like the fire under the ass entertainment. Now, it don't matter who this is, because they all sound alike. Roll the tape. Do as I say. Thanks for doing this interview with me.
I'll make 100% effort to perform well.
Say, how come all you sports guys are like so vacuous and stupid?
Well, we have to go to college, but never really attend classes. Just like not too smart is the situation we have.
You think raving about male athletes and worshipping their jockstraps is a little gay? Just a little on the curious side, huh? Maybe stretch it out after seeing a few tight butts. Is that what it is?
We like women. We are programmed to do so.
You heard this station. Outside of one show, you ever hear anyone talk about girls?
It is a little.
Weird?
Gay. There's 2 or 3 very lonely men with very small things who need to hear this.
What? You saying that sports is
gay?
Gay!
I'll be damned. He didn't even come close to saying that word. How come you told me he did?
Well, you know, I'm a disturber. I'm a Joyce disturber.
Yeah, I know. Like, remember that song by Glenn Campbell, Gentile on My Mind?
That's right.
So we know what was on your mind. Okay, now listen. You know, the most important thing about this memo, oh, geez. The Humper would have, like, maybe not him so much, because he wasn't involved in it, because he's out of town, out of touch. The memo from Alan Brown to everybody across the street to get all feverish about this stupid-ass blog with Greg Kotex in the paper was sent Tuesday afternoon at 1:23, after we spent, 3 hours plus. I mean, not the whole time. We talked about a lot of other things in our own polls. We keep our own polls to ourselves. and whatever else I did, those boring bedtime stories. But we had a show. We actually had a good show on Tuesday. And in the midst, we got people whipped up, and they hopped on that thing there. So 123, he sends this thing out. So you can just imagine why after 2 o'clock, when all these people started their daisy chain, plus whatever they were doing on the air, and even if they weren't doing anything on the air, everybody and they were going through the white pages of the phone directory. Look at this thing. 123 on Tuesday. And all of a sudden, bada beep, bada boop, let's vote for your favorite and crush the QAM. Here's the link. Says Alan T. Brown, Vice President of Communications. And Hanks is a real a-hole, major a-hole. He hates him like poison. That is bad. His number, by the way, is 954-989-3335. If you want to call him and bitch him out. Isn't that a good idea?
Well, some other people want to do that, yeah.
What?
I ain't going to call him.
No, I don't mean you. I'm talking to the audience. You think I just do the whole show for you? Only about 40%.
The other...
A. Brown at 790theticket.com. I mean, he must be related to a physician. You think? In fact, maybe you'll hire, what's her name over there? What the hell is her name?
Oh, Linda Energy.
Linda Energy.
Oh, boy.
I saw Linda. Oh, man, she's just the best. Talk about a real, wow, what a bitch. Yeah. Anyway, so how we doing? Let me refresh it. It's like taking mints, breath mints. We got 2,000 already. We've gained a net of 15 votes.
Speaking of refreshing.
Yes, and it is mild?
I found a match. I found a cigarette lighter, so Josh is safe.
Oh, good. Boy, he can breathe a little easier now, literally and figuratively.
Boy, I'm kicking
we
up
got
a cloud.
2,000 votes even, baby, and the bad guys over across... 790 the ticket. Those guys over there, they got 2270, and they started with 2178. So slowly but surely, thanks to our loyal and ineffective audience... I'm doing it just to bust their balls over there, just for fun, so that they can build a... And, of course, then after I'm off the air, let's see who we got on today. Oh, Geldy. Well, you know, he ain't going to... Because his name isn't on there. And probably rightfully so.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
They play with each other naked in the street.
Oprah Winfrey, what did you do? Suggested a book that wasn't quite true. Oprah Winfrey defended James Fry, though he told a million little lies. He wrote a book about his time in rehab, but now it seems that we've all been had. Next we'll find out he never smoked crack. He was addicted to collecting stamps. I think that he's full of it. Oprah Winfrey, what should we do? We only read books that you tell us to. Maybe you are the one who's on drugs for putting this book in Oprah's Book Club.
Okay, you're going to have to send a daisy chain over, otherwise it's going to take us till, a week from Sukkot to catch up there.
Finger's tired.
Is it?
I'm clicking.
Alan T. Brown, baby. I bet you he's getting a few emails today at abrown at 790theticket.com after putting out this outrageous 123 on Tuesday afternoon. This email begging, beseeching everybody on the staff, the janitor, the saleshold's wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, children, little children on the street, homeless voice people. They actually were taking PCs out there on the street corner and having the homeless voice people tap them out. They were. Jim Fravola, Scott Becker, Beecher, whatever, Gene Polito, John Stugatz Wiener, Zach Krantz. Zach! He probably hates him like poison over there. He's just got no choice because Mo pushed Zach out the door, which took a hell of a shove, by the way. Jonathan Zaslow. I wonder if he's related to the guy who used to be on Guiding Light that died, Roger Thorpe. Remember him? No. Well, we got 2010, and the bad guys got 290. So we're chopping into whatever so lightly. I don't understand it, because you're telling me you can only vote once, right? And I guess you're right, because it says...
said, yeah.
Well, they're right, because it says on the bottom of mine, your vote was QAM on 131 at 8:37 a.m., which what day was 131, Tuesday morning.
So I guess you got to clear the cookies.
Well, I'm not going to go through all of that.
I know.
But our audience has got a lot of time. They're not doing a radio show right now, but they got plenty of time. It's just a question of how loyal they want to be and how much they want to do for us, helping the helpless. Because it's all strictly me, man. It's me against the world, as usual. The rest of our people, we don't wanna. Sports. We don't wanna. Yeah, we don't wanna. So go ahead. I don't care. What do I give a crap? I don't do a sports show, but as far as which station, I mean, I'd like, look at that, 2017, 2295, we're like 278 behind. What were we before? We picked up a net of 7 votes. Oh! All right. And once the Diebold factor starts kicking in, we'll be ahead by 4,000. Put a call into that jackass once they let him out. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. Okay, here's the poll result from yesterday. Who is the biggest no-talent celebrity of all time? We had 1,651 votes. Well, I sure wish we could get that many today on his Greg Kotek's poll on his blog. The only problem is you can't vote again, so I guess we've exhausted all of our audience, right? At least the ones who'll make the effort for us.
Right.
Got thousands of additional people out there. Oh, we're not going to do that. Yeah, you are. Yes, you are. It's the very least for the free entertainment and farting sounds we used to give you.
Certainly those people that are posting all day long, they got nothing but time.
Yeah, but there's only 2 or 3 of them, so you don't understand.
Well, that's all
it's
it
the
takes.
same 2 or 3.
They can clear their cookies all day long.
Yeah, believe me, they have been clearing their cookies. Can't you smell it?
I can smell something.
Who's the biggest no-talent celebrity of all time? Paris Hilton, 474. She beats the opposition hands down. Rosie O'Donnell, 126. Ashley Simpson, 125. P. Diddy, 119. I hate this poll, 105. Dr. Phil, 73. Take a pill, Dr. Phil. Hopefully arsenic. Arnold Schwarzenegger, 44. Tori Spelling, 38. Adam Sandler, 36. Melissa Rivers, 34. Vanna White, 33. J-Lo, 31. Oprah.
About 30, man.
Britney Spears, 29. Ellen DeGeneres, 26. Wayne Newton, 25. Ben Affleck, 24. Sly Stallone and Tony Danza, each 22. 21 for Arsenio Hall and Ed Solomon and Whoopi Goldberg and Keanu Reeves. 18 for Snoop Dogg. Rita Cosby had 17. Courtney Love, 15. Jay Leno and Madonna, 14. Martha Stewart, 10. Will Smith, 9. Bob Dylan, 8. Ozzy Osbourne, 8. Frank Sinatra and Emeril Lagasse, 7 apiece, same guy. Joan Rivers, 6. Courtney Cox and Bill Shatner and Bruce Willis, 4. Tab Hunter had 3. Hey, Tab.
You fairy.
Gary Moore, 2. And Dean Martin finally got 1. Solamente uno. But he finally got 1. And he's drinking it right now. Hey, Dean, you was sure funny, that Dean. Hey, wasn't he funny? No. Yeah. This is kind of like election day, isn't it? And just like the presidential elections, it's fixed.
Right.
2,034, and we got the same numbers. They're just in different order. We got 2,034, and they got 2,304. Now that's pretty mysterious. 166, 170. So we've picked up now a net of wait a minute, 270. Is that correct? So we picked up 15 votes already in just like half an hour. Since I changed my mind. No, ordinarily I was just going to let this thing go, but I just can't operate that way. I'm a fighter, man. I'm a speed fighter, like somebody. Remember that crap? I'm a speed fighter. Yeah, that's why I'm going to get you all fired at it. You know, he sure gave it a hell of a shot.
Absolutely.
And did wind up getting somebody knocked off the air. WQAM, hello.
How you doing?
All right.
Good. I think the reason that you and George get a lot of crank calls is because you guys are so boring and repetitive.
Yeah, is that why you listen all the time? Can you tell us all the callers? Yeah, can you tell us the names of all of them?
I mean,
and what time they called? You keep a log. Yeah, we're so boring. That's why you listen all the time. You can tell us every time that the Gargler called and this one and the Whisperer and everybody else. Okay, we're so boring, but our life must obviously be so desperate that we're even spicing up that pathetic existence. There's a solution for it, sir. Blow your brains out, please. How about an assisted suicide? In fact, maybe blow it right there would be a good target.
I'll assist.
You'll assist?
Yes,
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, Pally.
Listen, there's a little thing that computer programmers call a bot, as in short for robot. And they can write a little program that will constantly clear that and hit that button, clear it, hit the button.
That's what's going on over there. That's why every time we get a vote, they get one.
You can throw in as many votes as you want. You know, it's a real simple thing to do, so maybe one of the listeners that knows how to do it will do it.
Yeah, about 40 of the listeners that know how to do that ought to be doing that, and also Eric could probably do that up there. Eric's the computer wizard. Come on, Eric, let's get on it. Excellent.
Good luck.
Thanks, Pally. Now, what is this again? It just automatically, keeps re-hitting it?
It's a little program, and he's right. They're called bots. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you've ever used the email on our own website, but before you can get into it, there's a little thing that you have to reply to.
Yeah.
So that people that use spam bots don't take over the email addresses and use them for spamming.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody that knows how to do it can write a bot that will basically keep voting continuously.
Well, wouldn't that be nice? Because you can be sure they're doing it. In fact, that's probably what they were doing on Tuesday and Wednesday. That is really scandalous, if you ask me, if you ask Alan T. Brown. Hey, Brownie, you're doing it. Now, let's see, 248 and 15, 263. We're chopping into it by 22 votes already, see? Even though they got those things going, they're botting it. They're batting it and they're botting it. 2,052 for the good guys and 2315 for the pretenders over there. with their 75,000 memos. Oh, let's get everybody you know and strangers on the street corner. Oh, brother, if we'd have known this. Greg Cote is doing a web poll on Radio Wars in South Florida. He's looking for your favorite and least favorite host. Please vote and let's crush the QAM. Let's crush them, although I do like an orange crush. I haven't had one of those in years. Oh, guess what? I got some good news, boys and girls.
Yeah, lay it on us.
You will. Well, you don't really care that much. You don't drink a lot of diet soda.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Yeah, I
Pepsi Diet Lime.
Huh.
Isn't that incredible?
I know they had the Coke Lime for a while, but
well, I'm just telling
I
you.
like lime.
Listen to me. Not just Pepsi Lime. Lime Pepsi's been a lime. Pepsi Diet Lime.
Well, I can't drink regular anything anyway.
Well, I'm just telling you.
Oh, I'm going to go look for
Diet Pepsi Lime, man. I'm dieting over here. Fantastic.
They'd have it down here in Cuba North.
I saw that. I bought up they're like in, the bottles. Not the little teeny tiny bottles, but pint, whatever the hell it is.
Pint.
WQAM, hello.
Yes, Neil, please.
Yes, sir, speaking.
Oh, Neil, how you doing?
All right.
I'm just one of these people that listen because I hate your show so much. I listen to it 24 days.
Right, like that other guy, right, because we're boring.
And the thing I enjoy most is having idiots like him call telling you what they don't like that everybody listens to.
Yeah.
So anyway, keep up the good work.
Okay, thanks, Pally. By the way, George found a good movie for you, Crash, which is a current movie, and everybody's talking about it, and everybody says it's really great, and George said they're right.
Yeah, and I'll be sending you a copy. I'll send you the original copy rather than the copy that I made from that copy.
And who's in it? Oh, Ryan Philippe.
Ryan Philippe and Sandra Bullock and Don Cheadle, the Fifth Beatle.
All people that I like. How do you like that?
Right.
And even Matt Dillon's in it.
Oh,
she's all right.
What's his name? Brendan Fraser.
Matt Dillon started getting a lot better when he decided he wasn't going to try to be Marlon Brando anymore.
No,
and
he's just fine in this as the
that's what I'm saying.
Top.
He started getting a lot better when he dropped that phony routine of his.
And everybody did a great job and moved well.
Crash.
Lots of surprises. Yeah, Crash.
Crash might just win the Oscar, because they don't want to get too out there in Hollywood.
They don't.
Bareback,
That's not what I heard.
Mountain. 2323. Let's do the math on this, okay? Let's go to the videotape. 2323 in 2065 is 235 and 23. 258. Now, it was 285, so you see the numbers have changed, but only the guilty have been protected by the innocent. 258. So we're cutting into it, 27. See that? And pretty soon it'll be...
About 30, man.
So even though they got their bots going, their bots and balls...
What's in the bot?
Yeah. They got their bots and balls. Alan T. Brown, man. I have no idea who that is. I didn't realize that there was another imbecile doing consulting in town.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
No. All right.
Sable in a black sedan. I want to hop inside my company car. No. I got the tickets, the tax, and each out of my hand. I'm gonna make you a radio star. I'm Walter Sable, baby. I can do anything I wanna do. I'm your consultant woman, and I'm gonna be consulting you on giving back on a crap show and a formula. I've got the for ya. I've got the power to mold and control you. A way to get to your own show at a station down in Hollywood. And I don't care if your ratings are low, just as long as you can stroke me good. I'm Walter Sable, baby, and you'll do anything I want you to. I'm your consultant woman, spread your legs when I desire you. I'm gonna bone ya and own ya with a dumb slot. Can't get a real job. That's why I'm a consultant, 'cause I'm just an asshole.
All right.
Yes,
oh, my God. How soon they forget. That was great.
Like
just out of nowhere.
Yeah,
man, I'm just frantically banging that thing.
The cherry on the sundae there.
Wow. 2,089 for us, and the other guys, the Goyim, 2336. 569, man. All the numbers all the time. Can the audience keep track of this?
No.
Good. That's the idea. Keep them off balance. Now, how's Eric doing? Has he got that bot set up? Is he botting the balls?
I don't think he's writing a bot.
Bocce balls? He's not?
No, I don't know if he
even
knows how to do that.
Get out of here. He's a computer whiz.
Are you
questioning his technical perspicacity?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's a webmaster, not necessarily a script writer of that nature. I'm not going to presume anything about what he knows how to write.
He knows how to write it. 243, my God, we're cutting to that margin like 42 votes already. Alan Brown must be like doing the June Allison Kazatsky over there. Must be changing his diapers every half hour. You lose, Alan, okay? Alan T. Brown. A lot of bad Browns lately, you know what? Cleveland Browns, Brownie Brown, and now Alan T. Brown. Hank said you're a loser, Alan. Who has the least self-respect? 569 votes. In fact, you know something? Let's add Alan T. Brown to this poll. You got it, Josh? Alan T. Brown. Because if he had any self-respect, he wouldn't be putting a memo out to this like all these, like the janitor and the dry cleaner and people that are pressing their Brooks Brothers suits over there. He wouldn't be sending that out. You know, it's one thing to go on the air and have a little bit of fun with it, but it's another thing to act like this is important stuff and like hold the whip over everybody's head. You will get on this thing and you will crush QAM. You'll crush them. Right. God, it's just sad. The least self-respect, Colin Powell, 110. Courtney Love, 95. I hate this poll, 93. I'd like to vote for that. The QAM sports staff, 81. They won't even stand up for themselves. That's how sad our people are. Just, we don't wanna. Paris Hilton, 81. Matt Fudge, 38. Hey, Matt.
You fairy.
Self-hating, brother. I'll tell you, Dr. Mengele would have had a really good time with her. Ron Jeremy, 33. Jack Abramoff, 22. Robert Downey Jr., 16. And the other one, we've just put him on there, Alan T. Brown. Downtown Alan Brown. Got him?
Got him.
Good. 5670560. Stay tuned because I'm going to read that memo again 20 or 30 more times and the email address. What a jackass. Okay, let me refresh this. So now, how are we doing? You guys still voting over it?
I'm clicking.
2106. Look at that. We've come a long way, baby, from a paltry 1893. Remember 1893? Not a very good year.
No.
107, 213. Look at the way we're zooming up there, man. Oh, man, it's shocking. And now the margin is down to 241 from 285. We picked up 44. Remember Leroy Kelly, number 44 for the Cleveland Browns before you were born? No. Well, I do. He could give me the ball. 5670560, pound 560 in the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. Police apologize and drop the charges versus Cindy Sheehan and that other broad. Capitol Police dropped a charge of unlawful conduct against anti-war activist Cindy Sheehan yesterday and apologized for rejecting her and a congressman's wife from President Bush's State of the Union address for wearing T-shirts with war messages.
I apologize.
The officers made a good faith my ass, but mistaken effort to enforce an old, unwritten interpretation of the prohibitions about demonstrating in the Capitol, Capitol Police Chief Terrence Gaynor said in a statement late yesterday. The policy and procedures were too vague, he added. The failure to adequately prepare the officers is mine, he said. The extraordinary statement came a day after police removed Sheehan and Beverly Young, wife of Representative C.W. Bill Young, Republican of Florida, from the visitors' gallery Tuesday night. Sheehan was taken away in handcuffs before Bush's arrival at the Capitol and charged with misdemeanor, while Young left the gallery and therefore was not arrested again. And CNN last night, they showed a clip of Cindy being let out of there, and they say, Cindy Sheehan is escorted from the Capitol. Well, guess what? She was being arrested, you jab, but they didn't put that on there.
No.
And that's because Mrs. Limbaugh, who's on there right now, she probably was editing the news. Neither guest should have been confronted about the expressive T-shirts, Gaynor's statement said. Gaynor added that he was asking U.S. Attorney's Office to drop the charge against Sheehan. The statement also said he apologized to the Youngs and shared the department's plans for avoiding this in the future. You'll not be arrested if you have a controversial T-shirt. You'll just be shot. A similar message has been left with Ms. Sheehan, he said. For his part, Bill Young said he wasn't necessarily satisfied. My wife was humiliated, he told reporters. He suggested that sensitivity training may be in order for Capitol Police. A foreign-born American citizen who was the guest of Representative Alcee Hastings of Florida was also taken by police in the gallery just about the House floor. Hastings met with Gaynor and said he also requested a meeting with House Speaker Denny Hastert about the incident. I'd like to find out more information, Hastert said, identifying him not only as being from Broward County. Broward! He's a constituent of mine. I've invited him proudly, said Alcee. Alcee baby. Sheehan's well, we know about the T-shirts. We've been through that yesterday. Bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-bang, that's it. That's it. They apologized, which doesn't cut the mustard. And Alcee Hastings, we don't know about his buddy from, probably a subversive, though. Probably a Democrat. Oh, look at this. Here's the testimony going on about Katrina. They just had a tornado near New Orleans. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Because God is mad. He's mad. He wants a chocolate New Orleans.
Well, maybe he's trying to stir the chocolate.
That could be it. And then drink it. Maybe it's Ovaltine. I know it's disgusting, but I used to eat Ovaltine out of the jar with a spoon.
What's disgusting about that, man? Just wet
let
your
it melt
finger
in
and
your
stick
mouth.
it in there? Yeah, you bet.
Oh, God.
Nice texture to it.
Just melts right on your tongue. 23.58 for the guys over there, the pretenders. 23.58. Let's do the math again. Let's go to the videotape. 23.58. Is Warner Wolf still alive, by the way? Nobody knows.
Who?
932. 239. Uh-oh, pretty soon it's going to be under 200. It was almost 300 when we started the show. And once we get those bots up there, how many we got? How many?
About 30,
About 30 of those. They're going to be sending votes in here like rapid fire, baby. Even the Bush people can't fix the vote as fast as we're going to do it. Well, maybe they can. So anyway, Alan Brown writes, wouldn't it be interesting to find out who this was that brought this in and dropped it off for us from over there? I mean, they'd get fired right away.
Right.
Or whoever sent it over. Huh?
No need to know.
You sure there is?
Well, I mean, it would
I
be
heard
nice
it was Stu
to know,
Gotts. I heard Stu Gotts did this.
Walked it right over.
He walked it over and left it in Clarence's box. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon and Singular wireless line. Look at that. There's not a call on the board, man. And they want to know why? Because they're all busy writing their bot. You think?
That must be it.
That's got to be it. They're on their computers right now. They're hooking it up because they're going to do us a public service. They're proud of QAM. I mean, you got to have a little bit of pride. Not too much when you work here, but for the Beasleys, but just a little bit. You got to put your best foot forward. Fight the good fight, right?
Right.
Still 244 behind that. They're 234 now. We cut another bunch. Oh boy, they're going to start really jumping and dumping. You'll see. You'll be able to smell them all the way across the street. 567. What is this with this phone here? 5670560, pound 560 in the Verizon and Singular wireless line. Well, they got nothing for our poll for about having a little self-respect. I told you it wasn't a good poll, and that's because I want to concentrate again on the other one. I still think that if people, in fact, if you're in an office right now, you can go to somebody else's PC, right?
I don't know how they're doing it. It might be just like our poll, where it's the ISP. If one person votes in the building, you're locked out.
Get out of here. Are you crazy?
Well, that's how ours works. I don't know how theirs works.
If one person votes in the building, you're locked out. Well, how the hell's that possible if they got their goyim over there across the street voting 10,000 times? Give me a break.
They'll be voting from home.
They're voting from home? I don't think so. Maybe they're going like into different buildings where they're like attacking other people's computers. Maybe they're eating cookies over there. Well, that's okay. You had melting pots. Better than cookies.
No kidding.
Putting some of that sponge cake in that dark, rich strawberry. What was it? Raspberry chocolate.
Oh, yeah. And peanut butter chocolate and milk chocolate and Oreo cookie crumb marshmallow chocolate.
The Oreo cookie crumbles over the marshmallows.
White chocolate amaretto. Yeah.
I don't think Ray Nagin likes the white chocolate. WQAM, hello. WQAM, hello.
Good morning, Neil. How are you?
Okay.
Good. I was listening to a highlight from Joe Zagacki about when the UM won.
A highlight from Joe Zagacki?
Well, whatever. They had like a little spot there yesterday.
Well, you're sure getting carried away with that now.
Let me tell you. Compare it to Kermit the Frog from the Muppet Show. It's exactly the same freaking voice.
Oh, my! Oh, my!
There you go.
Ever see them together? Same person. Joe Zagacki.
Oh, my! Oh, my!
Old Puddinhead. Or whatever I used to call him. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular wireless line. Need to wake this crowd up today. They're not on top of this like they were on Tuesday. And that's partially my fault. We should have kept banging away on it again yesterday, you know? Just because the other people on the station, we don't wanna. We won't give enough time to talk about, that.
We don't
and the
wanna.
Steelers and the Seahawks and the Seahawks and the Steelers. And, of course, how could you forget about that? And we love the Panthers. They lost again. I'm sorry. I get so emotional when I think about those phony attendance numbers. WQAM, hello.
Neil, you're confusing me with these polls. Which one are we on?
Whichever one you like. Pick a poll you like.
The middle one.
Okay. Who loves you more, Mo or...
Yeah, okay. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yeah.
I think I got one for your poll.
For no self-respect, yes.
Well, it's a difficult poll, man. It's not too exciting. How about Jose Canseco, man. No respect for himself.
Excellent choice. Outstanding. I like it. Jose Canseco, man. He's a killer. Well, he ain't killing anybody, but he just kills us with his behavior. Him and his brother, Ozzy. And, of course, he never did no steroids except...
No, except all of them.
When he was alone or with somebody. No, actually, and then he changed his mind. He did it. And not only that, he changed his mind after he wrote the book. First they were great for you, and they're like the sports tool of the future. Everybody's going to be doing. And then when they had the hearings, I didn't mean that. I changed my mind. They'd be bad, you know.
But then he changed back after the
hearings. He changed back, so he'd go out and buy his book again. And accusing Rafi Palmero. That was bad. Of course, it turned out to be true, but nevertheless. And then there was Ileana Rosanna. Oh, Rafi, you're such a credit to the community, and we have 14 streets named after you and all the members of your family, and he loves that Cuban restaurant, La Carreta. Oh, boy. What a phony bitch. Ileana Rosanna, my ass.
How do you do that?
2148. 2364. That's 216. Is it possible that the margin is narrowed that much dramatically? How do you like that?
Oh, my God.
Exactly. Our people are coming through for us today, baby. By 2 o'clock, we're going to be ahead of them if it's the last. If I have to, eat about 400 cookies. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that.
You know the kind of cookies I like? I can't think of what they call them.
Pecan sandies.
No. They got I don't even know, like sugar, white sugar coating on them, I don't know what you'd call them.
Sugar cookies?
No, not sugar cookies, Michael, no. Sandy Payton ate all of those.
What color more or less?
Don't start with the cookies, okay? I did so well yesterday.
You started with the cookies.
I had a nice Woodbine day. I lost 2 pounds yesterday. I'm down to 191. I'm feeling like human again. The good news is that George has picked up the cudgel, man, and he's swinging it.
What?
George is our liaison with Clarence every day, so I don't have to listen to all that like that. See why I'm in such a better mood today?
Is that why?
God, it's either that or because I told Dick Stockton how boring he was.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Hey, Luis Miguel, play it, baby.
Like a brokeback cowboy, I'm riding all day long, and sometimes it's on a horse. Like a brokeback cowboy, I'm walking kind of funny, and it ain't from saddle sore. The sheep ain't the only ones on all fours. Like a brokeback cowboy. Howdy, partner, tell me how's the view back there? Like a brokeback cowboy. There's a reason why chaps don't cover the derriere.
Rectum.
I'm a home on the range, I swear. Like a brokeback cowboy.
You fairy.
Okay, so now what's the story you're sending me that? Because Volker Bryan sent me like a whole bunch of stuff. He sent me that South Park deal.
Yeah, those are all from me.
What about In the Closet?
Yeah.
Tommy Cruise. Hey, Tommy!
You fairy.
And the Bloody Mary episode of South Park, which you probably won't ever see on TV again, ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the Catholic League got a hold of them.
Definitely won't, yeah.
Oh, the Catholic League? Not that Willem Donahue that's got them teeth and
That's the
eyes
one.
bulging out. Always looks like he's going to fart in your face.
They
or
were
something.
outraged.
Evil guy. Were they?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
If the Catholic Church is outraged, it's got to be great.
It's extra special.
And if anybody deserves to be outraged, how are them priests doing, the ones that are like molesting all them little kids?
They're doing fine. Double duty.
Okay, let's see how the vote is coming. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised here. I think somebody has hopped on it. Oh, my God, we're down to 200 even. We picked up almost 100 votes, and that's in less than an hour. An hour of power. And I bet you we got like some of them bots. If you're a sports station, you got to have your bots and balls, especially the Marlins. That Dick Stockton, man, that was a hoot. That was pretty funny. He realizes he stinks, you know. What? Wait till you hear this.
Okay.
Well, now, first I got to do the bad news from Iraq. I know that's bad because everything's going
ever
very
read
well.
some of the
Oh,
good
we're
news?
fine.
There isn't
Iraq,
any.
yeah.
A bomb planted near a tea stand. Oh, I wonder if Joe Carollo was there. Maybe he was throwing that tea canister at his wife
Tea
again.
stand. Can you get a tea bag there?
No, but you can go to the tea room right next door. A bomb planted near a tea stand killed 8 men waiting for day labor in a largely Shiite area of Baghdad today. 6 other people died in violence across the country. So there's, let's see, 8 and 6 is 14. A Shiite politician tapped as a possible prime minister predicted a new government would be in place by mid-March. The morning attack on the impoverished laborers in the capital's New Baghdad area appeared aimed at further inflaming sectarian tensions in this war-ravaged country. War-ravaged country. Isn't that interesting? Because before we invaded there and occupied it, it wasn't war-ravaged at all.
Well, they shouldn't have attacked us.
Where Shiites trade accusations with Sunni Arabs and reprisal killings and kidnapping, yada, yada. Police said at least 8 men were killed, more than 50 wounded in the bombing. And, of course, see, the wounded is just like a generic term. We don't know about how many limbs were lost, how many eyes flying
nerve
out,
damage,
all of these body
things.
parts. Now, this story here is great. It's about a word.
Hooah!
Yeah.
Really?
I bet you never thought I'd have a story about the word.
You got that right.
Yeah. And Al Pacino probably never thought we would. He was hoping we didn't, because that movie is so bad. The Scent of a Woman. I mean, there's one scene, the courtroom scene, you know, that's fine, it's good. The rest of it blows. My favorite part is where he gets in, was it a vet that he was driving? I think he's test driving a vet or a Porsche or something like that, and on the streets of New York, and he's blind. And Chris O'Donnell's sitting there with him, and, turn left in about 2 seconds, and turn right away. And, of course, there's no pedestrians. There's only 10 million people there, so why would there be pedestrians in New York? But anyway, it's a ridiculous movie, and it sucks.
See, if a blind guy were driving in South Florida, we wouldn't think anything of it.
No, of course not, because he probably just got his license renewed, like I did, in the mail. But anyway, Al Pacino says about 400 times in the movie. In the U.S. Army, which has so many acronyms, expressions, and opaque phrases that it seems to deserve its own language, there is one word that is quite possibly uttered more than any other. The word is hooah. And actually, in this story, on what website? Oh, CNN. It actually tells you how it's hooah, how it's pronounced. Alternatively spelled H-U-A and H-U-A-H, although in our thing it's spelled H-O-O-H-A.
Hooah.
Hoo-ha.
Right.
Attend a company command meeting and you'll hear uttered as often as a 15-year-old says like or you know. Head to the post exchange and buy a energy bar or wet wipes or Hooah-Tuo water. H-O-O-A-H. H-O-O-A H-2O water. Well, that must be a Canadian thing. It's not just in Iraq. At U.S. bases around the world, seems an inseparable element of Army life. Just don't try to define it, and definitely don't try to figure out where it comes from. Now, you say that on your deathbed. Do you say Semper Fi first, or do you say first? Semper Fi. What do you say first?
Neither.
Oh. I hear. They have a new thing they say.
Hey, sailor.
No, that's Navy.
That's
Come on.
bad. Just don't try to define it, and definitely don't try to figure out where it comes from. I believe it came from hurrah. It basically means everything from yes and yes, sir, to that's great, said Captain James Lowe, Pubic Affairs Officer for the 506th Regimental Combat Team. You could use it as a generalized cheer. It's like rah-rah, sis-boom-bah, you know.
Right.
It's one of those multi-purpose phrases. When in doubt, say, hooah. That doesn't even begin to cover it. They shout hooah. Oh, they shout it to get motivated. They whisper when they concur with something somebody just said. Hooah. Hooah means you understood something, whereas the proper reply when somebody says thank you. Thank you. Hooah.
Like, forget about it.
On the other hand, it may also be used to say thank you. Or like prego. Prego, not the spaghetti sauce, but in Italian, prego. And in Dutch, alstublieft. It means like, there you go. In fact, when you're on KLM, when you're flying like to Amsterdam, which you'll be very soon, I'm sure.
Right.
And they like give you the, in business class, they give you the business. They give you the kit with the schmata for your feet, the whole deal, you know. And you thank them, and alstublieft. There you go. Everything goes on there. Alstublieft, like the hookers there on the red light district. Alstublieft, there it is. There you go.
I see.
Give me the cash and get out of here. So anyway, there you go. There's a story about hoo-ha, which I guarantee you there ain't no other educational show in America that's giving you the old hoo-ha story, is there?
Oh, maybe the
all these
hoo-ha
people.
show.
Oh, you guys are so boring, and you're so bad, and you're so...
Wonder how many of those stupid things on here Fat Boy said and his boyfriend. Or not, probably all from the same two people. Eddie and his boyfriend. 2216, we've cut it under 200. Scandalous in less than an hour. It's that
Neil God
power. Man, wait till we come out with those Neil God power bars.
Really?
About
What are
3
they
or
gonna
4 of
taste
those,
like?
you'll be saying hoo-ha on the throne, huh?
What are they going to taste like?
Oh, like Hasenpfeffer sauce. They're going to taste like curry, man. I came back from Woodbine last night. I had an Indian, Paki. The ones with the turbans are Pakis, right?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I had a Packy, very good driver though, like Raymond and Rain Man. He's a very good driver, but oh my God,
they're the Sikhs wherever they're from. It's not a matter of nationality.
Whoa, man. Now I'm not so sure if it was him or just the whole cab because he sits in there all day that had that curry infusion, you know. Oh, good God! I thought it was going to swoon.
Maybe they used curry body wash.
That could be it. WQAM,
Hey,
hello.
Neil, how are you?
Okay.
Neil, as far as the Hooyah thing goes for the military, that's
Not Hooyah.
part of it's part of a motivational speech when you need big time.
But you're not saying it right. Say not Hooyah.
Well, yeah, but you're kind of reading it a little wrong. You got to say it with a little more motivation, like Hooyah.
You're not saying it right. It's not Hooyah.
Sir, you weren't in the military. I was. Thank you.
I don't give a crap what you. No wonder they kicked your ass out. I wasn't in the military. You're damn right I wasn't. I was too fat. Thank God for that.
Let me ask you.
Yes.
Hooyah, daddy.
That's what. Well, that was the way he was saying it. Hooyah, daddy. That's probably what he's asking me. Not me. That's one thing. I'm not responsible for all this overpopulation that's going on. All these unwanted babies, George.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Take my BlackBerry. Don't take my BlackBerry away. It means the world to me. I use it every single day. I get my email everywhere I am. Everywhere I am. But now my fate is up to Uncle Sam. It's up to Uncle Sam. I'm gonna be in one hell of a jam. Don't take it away from me. Don't take it away. No, don't take my BlackBerry. You better keep your damn hands off my BlackBerry, baby. Don't take my BlackBerry. Don't take my BlackBerry away. I'm driving to a tree. I use it every single day. Can check my messages from here to Rome. From here to Rome. Can sit in my car and compose a poem. Can go online and order my kid flown. Don't take it away from me. Don't take it away. No, don't take my BlackBerry. Don't touch it. Well, I play games like Brick Breaker and Solitaire. Nights in my underwear. Baby, no other phone could ever replace my BlackBerry. It's him and me, boy. I'm on it constantly. Don't take my BlackBerry. And I call it my Crackberry. I'm on it every single day. I'm hooked worse than a damn druggie. Don't take it away from me. Don't take it away. I'll cry like a small baby. Don't take it away. No, don't take my BlackBerry.
Boy, look at the way that gap is closing, man. You don't need your calculator to finger that out, do you?
No.
Speaking of fingering it out.
She takes the finger.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, can he belt it out or what, huh?
I just sent you a super secret message.
Ooh, on what?
Total
a fax?
On paper, yeah.
Ooh, a fax is coming.
Double extra total secret.
Dun, 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 dun. This is going to be exciting. $22.99 for us. That's almost $2,300 and $24.27. We're only 128 votes behind. We're closing that gap just like a front runner, just like Amy Chief at Northfield Downs with Jim Ehrman Jr. driving, fading in the stretch after opening up about a 16-length lead, fading and puking and gasping for oxygen. Oi! And here I'm reaching back.
Don't say it on the air.
Oh, my God. Well, of course I'm not going to say that.
All right.
Wow.
So there you go.
Oh, man. I'm squeezing it.
Makes you want to say,
on fax, too. Huh?
Makes you want to
well,
say,
no, that was my first one. I saw it. That's what I thought. Like that. And then I thought, again. Or hoo-yah, like that guy. See, no wonder they kicked his ass out of the military. He can't even say it right.
I thought in the military it was hoorah, anyway.
No wonder they want to take you off the payroll. 5, 6. Now, hey, listen, I'm going to bat for you, man. I sure hope you appreciate my efforts. I have no idea why. I mean, you do a fine job for us, but it just, it just pisses me off the way they treat everybody. Anybody associated with us, they treat like crap.
Yeah.
And that clearance lies and lies. Oh, yeah, you're going to get your raise, Josh. Let me ask you a question, Mr. Cordes.
That's me.
Engineering department. Do they work for Power 96?
They do.
They work for KISS?
They do.
They work for QAM?
Last time I checked.
All of these things.
The receptionist, do they work for Power 96?
Yes, they do.
They work for QAM?
Uh-huh.
All of these things.
How do you like that? So this story about, well, you can't be on both. Yeah, your mama so sucks in Newark. Give me a freaking break. You know, they start messing with our people, and that's when I really take exception. When bogus polls come on there, and when people are like emailing desperately everybody that ever like was in their building or within a 2-mile radius. That's the reason we're like striking back today, and plus the rest of our people, we don't wanna. The rest of our people, like, you know, they just bend over real easy. I bet you all those guys are like using soap still. Wouldn't you think so? All our sports people,
soap chips.
We're only 107 votes behind. Boy, I'll tell you, it's going to be a real ugly moment for Alan Brown, for old downtown Alan Brown, when we pass them like they're standing still. We're only 104 votes behind. Look at that, Greg Kotex. Of course, he can't because he's there in Detroit. So I'm sure he's not sitting there like, tabulating and calculating, which is bad news for him. So thanks to whoever brought it. I think Joe Rose sent that email in, by the way, Alan. He hates, the rumor I'm hearing is he hates Alan Brown almost as much as he hates Josh Feinberg. Joel Feinberg, whatever his name is. Got Josh on the mind. Let's see. German says nobody has less self-respect than the Democrats. That's an excellent one for our poll today. The Democrats have no self-respect except for our boy Howie. Let's get that on there. It says Democrats let the Republicans dump all of them. Say this is crap all over them time and time again. Then say thank you. Appeasing gutless wonders. Hey, German, you are
absolutely correct, sir.
It says I drove to Orlando yesterday. Kept waiting to lose the signal. It says you guys have a great signal all the way to Orlando. How do you like that?
Some days.
Holy moly, Rat Man! There's one thing I'd like to do. Is get all the way to Orlando.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that one. Certainly not the city. Although Eric's up there, go out and have a few lunches on the same day. 5670560. Remember in Fatso, and he says we could have a few meals. Whatever, right. Don DeLuise. He's great. He's also gay. But besides, he's got a wife though.
Does he?
I wonder him and Burt Reynolds and
Why you make me picture these things?
Well, I don't know. They're like awfully tight, the two of them. They, Smokey and the Bandit and Smokey and the this. And
Smokey and
was it him or James Coco that tried? It was Don DeLuise tried to pick up that cute waiter in the restaurant.
Yeah.
100 and 100 my ass. 91 vote separating.
And closing.
Which of the two big stations do you prefer for sports radio? 790 the ticket. I'm sorry, 790 the ticket. 2458. And QAM 2369. We're only just a smattering of votes behind. Is that incredible or what? Our audience, are they coming through for us or what? And I bet you that there are emails and ponytails and daisy chains and all kinds of stuff going on. Because right now we're only 81 votes behind. We started out behind 285. Boy, Alan Brown, I'd eat my heart out, okay? Oh, what are we going to say now? We blew the lead, baby. It's like having a relief pitcher that can't close it, you know? That's what I'm thinking. Those guys just can't close it. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I would say something about, how about Al Sharpton for no respect for himself person?
Why is that?
I don't know. I just don't
Yeah. Get out of here.
He's a black guy.
I mean, there are times we don't like his bull crap, but then there are other times he opens up a mouth and actually he's about the only one. Him and Howard Dean, the only ones with balls to say anything.
He ain't a sellout.
There you go. Well, not always. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, so the deal is that Warner Wolf, about whom you were speaking earlier.
Let's go to the videotape with Warner Wolf, yes.
Yeah, he's alive and well, living in New York City, still on the radio.
Is he?
I don't know that he's ever honestly reported a sports story in the last 15 years.
No, all he does is just say, let's go to the videotape, which when you're on radio isn't very effective, you know.
Well, I'll tell you, having been on radio myself, I can tell you that my program director would try to slay me when I would go to the videotape. He would never really want me to do it.
Why not?
You know, just for the reason that you said, Neil. I mean, come on, you're a smart guy. You understand.
No, I'm not. If I was so smart, how come I'm working for this outfit?
Well, hey, I mean, come on, you're living in a great apartment somewhere far away. You got a pretty good life. You get to work in
no question about that, man. If it weren't for QAM, my life would be perfect. Trust me.
Listen, let me tell you, any man who gets to work in his underwear from home and gets the money that you get, how dumb can the guy be?
Exactly. I'm a genius, like I said. Listen, now, where did you work? You want to tell us? You're going to remain incognito.
Where did I work? I worked at QB93, fantastic FM, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
All right.
And these days I work as a judge in the city of New York, although I'm not in the city of New York right now, yeah.
I'll be damned.
The second thing I wanted to...
Now, wait a minute. You're not the guy that sent Al Goldstein to Alcatraz, or to
no,
Rikers
actually,
Island.
although I've met Al Goldstein a number of times because I'm a cigar smoker, and
yes.
Al and I are kind of brothers of the leaf. And
I'm a fat Jew.
Are you a fat Jew?
Yeah, I am, and he is, too.
I'm a fat Jew.
I'll tell you, if you're a fat Jew, then you and Al have something in common.
Oh, I know Al very well. Trust me.
I don't like to refer to myself as a fat Jew, but I'll tell you a great story.
Yes.
I was interviewing Sammy the Bull Gravano one day, and he had been in the newspaper, the New York Post, the day before, and they described him as this stocky, thick Gravano. And I said to him, hey, Sammy, being described as stocky, really not so bad. And he said, hey,
better than Stockton.
He said, maybe Stocky's good for you. He said, look at your belly. He said, Stocky's no good for me. So but you don't really want to cross Sammy Bull Gravano.
No. You should have told him, by the way, the word is pupik anyway.
The other thing I want to tell you, with respect to Scent of a Woman,
yes.
Having worked in Brooklyn for many years, I can tell you that the street...
Hoo-ah!
Hey, Neil, hoo-ah! I think that if you adopt that term, all of your callers will start using it when they call.
I'm sure they will. Now, what about the streets in Brooklyn? They're empty, as you're saying?
They are empty, and when that film was made, now that is industrial Brooklyn. And that
that's true.
of
Yeah,
Brooklyn
you're right.
is called Down Under the Manhattan Bridge. They refer to that as Dumbo. And at the time that film was made, those streets were indeed entirely deserted.
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's major renovation going on down there now, and people are beginning to live there. It's becoming a very residential area. But back then, those old cobblestone streets of Brooklyn, empty as anything.
Well, I'm sure that Al Pacino's driving in Sunrise right now with the same shades on.
Actually, I'll tell you, I got my eyes closed, and I'm driving right down University, and it's a great feeling.
Perfect. Fit in like a rubber glove. Okay, thanks a lot, Your Honor.
All right, brother. Be well.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Well, he was a judge, man. You got to have respect. You treat a judge with respect, Your Honor. Thanks a lot, Judge.
Her name is Alito.
See, I never like that. Like they do say to the judge at the end of a trial, especially if you won, of course. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Your Honor. Sounds like so much more dignified.
Right.
Plus, this guy sounded like a real mensch anyway. Good fat Jewish boy from Brooklyn, or wherever he's from. Okay, how's the poll coming? Do I dare refresh it? Because this could be a little shock to my system now. I could have a fart attack. 20. Oh, no. The next time that we report after this very brief break, we could actually be in the lead, Alan T. Downtown Brown, whose email address is abrown@790theticket.com, or at least it probably used to be, but ain't no more. Oh, isn't that a hoot? Isn't that a hoo-ah? Let's see. Let me 24. We're 22 behind, and I'll guarantee you right now, I'm going to go out on a limb. I will bet you a Fat Boy and Lyle's life on it that we'll be in the lead.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
We got the lead.
You're looking for glory holes.
First, there was the James Coco diet.
Hey, everybody, look at me.
But now there's a new diet that guarantees you'll lose 1 pound or more in 9 years or less, or your money back. It's the Al Sharpton Strike Diet.
What you got to do is look for something to be pissing you off real bad. Then you get angry, see? Stamp your feet and hold a chicken leg in your mouth like this, see? I refuse to eat it. Well, just a bite now and then.
So try the new Al Sharpton Strike Diet. And with every pound you lose, Al will personally resize your rings.
It's 11:45 at QAM. Critical phase in Iran standoff. Is that Iran or Iran? As fast as I can. We're ahead, by the way, in the poll. Take that, Alan T. Brown, you idiot. Yeah. Hey, Alan.
You fairy.
The International Atomic Energy Agency's Board of Governors is debating whether to report Iran to the UN Security Council amid threats by the Islamic State to start enriching uranium if its nuclear activities are sent to the Council.
Oh, my God.
There is a disagreement among board members whether to report the Iranian issue now to the Security Council or at a later stage, IAEA Director General Mohammed al-Baradei said. Al-Baradei said all the members agree that the UN Security Council should not take any actions, namely impose any sanctions until al-Baradei presents his report on Iran's nuclear program to the board in March. Not a hoot that Dick Stockton loves this show, in spite of the fact that he knows I know. If the referral is delayed till next month, it could help bolster the opportunity for negotiations to get Iran to halt its nuclear activities. El Baradei said that moves to report Iran to the UN Security Council, not a crisis, but a window of opportunity in resolving the standoff. A window of opportunity, that's a phrase kind of like, person of interest.
Right.
Don't you love that one?
Lots.
We are reaching a critical phase, but it is in no way a crisis situation, he told reporters. Earlier, Iran's IAEA ambassador, told CNN's Becky Anderson, who's a real bubblehead and a simpleton and obnoxious, she's almost as bad as Richard Quest. She told Becky that if his country is referred to the council, it'll begin large-scale enrichment of uranium at its nuclear facility in Natanz. So don't piss us off. We're going to start nuking it. And duking it, and then the Israelis and the Iranians and bada-beep, bada-bop, and they're going to be and then we'll have Armageddon, and we can all croak together, and the Jews are all going to burn in hell, and the Goyim are all going to go whatever, and the Muslims are all going to be doing them virgins. Oh, it'll be great. It'll be a machaya. Shall I refresh this thing? Because it seems like we passed them like they're in slow-mo. I mean, they've been obviously tapping out a lot of phony votes, which pisses me off. Which of the big two stations do you prefer for sports radio? We started almost 300 votes down when I decided to get back on this. See, when I make up my mind, we don't fail. You know what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
I'm saying screw them. Screw Alan Brown. Hey, Alan, your mama. WQAM 2556, 790 the ticket, 2530. We got it by 26 votes and pulling away. Like Secretariat in the Belmont. Like a big machine, man. Like a good machine. As Chick Anderson would say when he was shaving. He croaked Chick Anderson. He was shaving one morning. Great race caller. Before Dave Johnson. Which means he must have been a long time ago. And anyway, he croaked. He was shaving. That's not a good idea, when you have a sharp object in your hand.
Right.
567, of course, when you have a dull object in your hand. 567-0560, pound 560 on the Verizon and Singular wireless line. Should we plug that line up or not? I don't know if we're going to mend our fences with these sports nerds. We don't wanna, huh? Geldy 2-4 in the Mo slot. When are we going to do something about that?
About what?
About that Mo slot. He's got Peter King. Is this correct? He's got Peter King again? From 3 to 3:30? I have one question about that, okay? Not that I want to stick my nose in the sports nerd.
Right. What do you know about it?
That's right. Mad Dog at Smoky Bones in Fort Lauderdale, 4 to 7. Hurricane Hotline at Bernie Kosar's Steakhouse, 7 to 9, because the beach is up there in Detroit, walking around on 12th Street in the dark. Joe Z is going to do the 9 to 10 hour Bernie Kosar Steakhouse. That should be really...
Joe Zagacki sucks, okay?
Okay.
Exciting. And then Eddie K 10 to 2. No ball games, no hockey game, no nothing. No bocce ball, nothing going on. No chess tournaments, no poker. Oh, thank God that celebrity poker thing is dying out. Not that I ever watched it, but it's just... You're embarrassed to be a human being when you're channel surfing and you see a bunch of guys playing cards.
Yeah, whatever.
Next we'll be having old maid tournaments in Sunrise.
It's all the same.
Sunrise Lake, Sunny. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Neil.
When is the...
I just wondered if you had heard about the Beatty show on WIOD on Saturday morning.
Yeah, we heard it, and he's got a face for radio.
He does? Yeah, they have to widen to take 2 studios. Okay,
thanks for the feeble attempt. Yeah, somebody told us about that. It's old news, Jim DeFeet. He's the schmutzy looking. They like that one bit says, they have the amazing things called razors, and body wash. I can't imagine him doing... See, if he had soap, it would be dangerous because he can never bend down to pick it up. He makes Hank look like Little Miss Muffet, Jim DeFeet. Good God, he was one of the more... You saw him, right?
Yeah, I saw him.
Oh, my God. I'm telling you, it's Buddy Evans with a bicycle pump stuck up, and he just kept ballooning and ballooning. All of a sudden, he almost burst.
His gut actually hangs down below his knees.
Oh, my God. He is a monster in the urinalistic business. That's what Paris Hilton said. 2608-2536. We're ahead by 72 votes. We are going to leave them in the sawdust. We're going to leave them so far in arrears that it won't... And you know something, Joe Rose? Thanks, Joe, for bringing this, sending over this thing to us. See, because Joe would know where to leave it. And if Joe came over, nobody would keep him out of the building, right? We love Joe Rose.
That's right.
In fact, we'd like to have him back. Joe Rose, 2 to 4. How's that sound?
All right.
All right, little dog. Little dog followed by the mad dog. Dog. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to say a few things about our lovely president. And
go right ahead.
Hopefully the Dream Police won't come and get me. He really is a communist.
No, he's a fascist.
Really? He goes at night with the... Uh-oh, who's this?
floor. Get down on the floor.
I wonder how long he rehearsed that. Do you think he practiced that over
for a week?
And wasn't that good? That the police siren sound effect. That was really very impressive.
Probably has a toy police car.
No, listen. Now, wait a minute. You don't understand.
Oh, yeah, I do.
No, you don't. You don't understand. Just stop and think about this. If he wasn't calling us with that Schmidt, if he wasn't calling us with that, no, that was I was going to say swill, and it turned into like. But anyway, he'd be out doing something.
I'm sure
probably
he will
dangerous.
On his way now.
Right. So it's good that he was on the phone. Just like all those people who are tapping out the 2 or 3 people, all those phony emails. It's good. It keeps them busy. We're ahead by 90 votes, 26, 30, 25, 40, and they're like stuck because that's all they got anyway. That's their whole audience, and their staff voted 10 times, and then the people across the street. Now let me ask you, because I never really paid any attention.
Yeah.
The Jefferson Pilot building that used to be 790 Waxy, and then it was whatever it is now, the Dennis Collins Memorial.
The one up the road here.
Yeah, where exactly is it?
Just
on the other side, right?
Right, on the other side, just a few blocks north of us.
Yeah, but that's what I'm asking. A few blocks, but I mean, like south of County Line Road?
Yeah.
Wow. Very close.
Very close.
Man.
Like
close enough to throw like a bomba through the window.
A downwind spit.
Woo! Good golly, Miss Molly. Well, there they are, and of course they're probably somebody, like I told you, you wanted to know where this came from. Joe Rose sneaked down early this morning on his way to work, and he dropped that off. Because that's definitely his printing on there. It says, Neil and George, I came upon this email, thought it might amuse you, signed Joe Rose, a.k.a. a friend. Might be from Joe, you think? He hates that Joel Feinberg. Oh, my God, this spy. And Alan Brown, forget about it. Brownie Brown? Man, he'd like to turn him brown. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
All right.
I think Warner Wolf was still alive in December when I was up in New York. I don't know
the guy
about
that called before from Harrisburg told me the whole Warner Wolf story. He's still on the air, and he's still going to the videotape, right?
Right on. I just missed that. I wanted to bring up and following that great call just now, talking about the domestic surveillance and just Bush was just, going on for the State of the Union. You just stop and think about Able Danger. You remember what that is, right?
Yeah.
They actually had information. It's just such hypocrisy that they want to talk about domestic surveillance when they were doing it back then, had the people, and they shut them down. They didn't want them to be found.
Of course they don't. Look, when you're in business with people and they're doing evil things, you don't want your business partners to be found, right?
You're right. Neil, 9/11 was an inside job, brother.
I'm buying it.
Later.
And they're selling it. I believe it. Bush's and Bin Laden's, baby. Them and the Berlusconi. It's the B boys. Berlusconi, Bush, and Bin Laden. You remember Mickey Dane used to say, who's with the B? Bush, Bin Laden, and Berlusconi. Berlusconi. That sounds so much schmaltzier, though. It's that Italian thing. Yeah. Silvio Berlusconi. Sounds so, you almost want to dance to it. I got to be honest with you. This sounds ridiculous, but when I was watching that Standing in the Shadows of Love 2 nights ago,
yeah,
and Joan Osborne was doing What Becomes of the Broken Heart, that you just get so into that. I was almost wanted to cry. It's so fabulous just watching that whole thing.
And it's obvious she really enjoys the song.
Yeah.
She sings
they were not just her, but the Funk Brothers, the music. And see, I know it sounds stupid to say it. But the reason that it all sounds like the original, at least the music, is because it is. It's just like identical. See, I'm not one of those people that's big into like live concert albums, stuff like that. I want to hear the songs in the way they sounded originally on the hit record. Call me a commercial or a music freak, but I am. But all of these with great artists singing, except for Chaka Khan. But other than that, man, I'm telling you, you people, if you watch, so you got Crash to watch this weekend, which George says is excelente.
See.
And Standing in the Shadows of Motown, which I guarantee you, if you've got any taste in music or a life, it'll crank your chain. Am I right?
Yes, it will.
You'll be going around all weekend going over and over again. You'll be singing all them songs. You'll be tapping your toes and picking your nose. Okay, now let's see. I want to go back to that thing again. I don't want to keep harping on that, but we need to keep these people, because you know what they're going to be doing over there as soon as they go off the air, because our people sure ain't going to be involved. Oh, we're not going to do this. We're not going to get into a peeing contest with those guys. We're just going to ignore them. Yeah, right. See, the thing that pissed me off about that is because it gives them exactly what they want. When people see something in a newspaper, even as bogus as this deal is, they believe it. That's their whole concept over there. They want to create this phony image that, oh, man, they're kicking our ass. And they're like, you're right. You can't even kick your own ass over there, for Christ's sakes. You ought to hear what Mark Eisenberg says about O.J. McDuffie, man. I couldn't even say it on the air. 2684, 2546. We're only 138 votes ahead. We need to really crank it up now, all you folks out there. Now we need to put the pedal to your metal.
Hooah!
That's it. 56705. Did I ever get through the schedule or not? Oh, yeah, I did. You never know, because I'm not too keen on that no more. Because we don't wanna.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
This is Mohammed David, and this portion of the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour is brought to you by the letter 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 slices of pizza. All for me.
Oh!
You fairy.
I like to go fishing inside the shower stall. Slip slide as I go swishing and slacker off the wall. I bend over forward, try to aim it at my leg. But I'm much too small, my tiny thing is far away.
My triggers on my leg.
When April showers come my way, I like a golden shower. Egg squirt, spritz, and spray, taking a golden shower. I like a golden shower. I use the trickle-down theory before I start to scrub. I rinse off my wee-wee with a pair of Lupa gloves. Going on my toes makes me feel so wet and wild. Cleaning is a scream when I paint myself in miles. Aren't you glad that I use style? When April showers come my way, I like a golden shower.
Rectum.
Expert, crisp, and spray, taking a golden shower. Taking a golden shower.
You're looking for glory holes.
1201 at 560 WQAM. Maybe Ricky Martin's got a couple of glory holes in his shower at home, you know? He can afford it. A few. We're 197 votes ahead of the other guys, ahead of 790 Waxy, that place. So there you go, Alan Brown. And, of course, it was this intercepted memo. That's what, otherwise I'd have just forgotten about it. Just forget about it. I don't want to, you know? Yeah. But this is what motivated me to, like, hop on top of this deal again. Just jam it to him. Because this guy's such a schmuck. Just looking at the way this thing is worded, like, oh, gee, let's crush QAM. Yeah, crush this, okay? Crush your...
Crushing your head.
Yeah. Like, put it in a vice. Put it in the old Miami Vice, Alan Brown. See, one thing about consultants, man, they're all a-holes. I've never known any consultant ever. No, I take that back. Rich Sklar was the only one who's a good guy, and that's because he loved me. Remember Rich Sklar?
No.
You know, from WABC in New York, man. He was a big fan of mine. I could have gone there 2 different times, but he kept telling me, well, and of course it's all union up there, and he couldn't get me enough hours to make the same money I was making in Florida. Well, the hell with that, you know, because it cost about 3 times as much to live in New York. Yeah, but you'd have been on WABC. You know, yeah, big deal. But a bunch of New Yorkers, who cares? Why would you want to be on the radio in New York when you can be on QAM? Anyway, I think Rick Sklar is dead. I'm not really sure, but boy, he just loved me. See, all the wrong people, like Dick Stockton and Leslie Visser and Brent Mausberger, all the wrong people love me. How about some, been on the air, how many years now?
About 30, man.
Nice market. Now, wouldn't you think, I keep saying this every year in hopes that some old bag, some nice lady will, croak and leave me like $10 million or something.
Yeah,
because of all the free entertainment I gave her.
That's right.
But it ain't happened yet. Of course, they could just leave a check with you, and I'm sure it would get back up here.
Right, I'll give you a piece.
Yeah, a piece for the Randazzo brothers, or whatever their name was. Remember that? Remember the scene where he's eating the birthday cake up on the roof there in Havana? Yeah, and of course, we're sending Crater to Vegas to learn. I'm going to learn a casino business, Pop, under the protection of Don Francesco on the West Coast. Oh, that I'm serious. That movie is just too good to be true. All of them. Even the third one had its moments. Most of them embarrassing, but nevertheless. 2792, 2564 looks to me like we pulled 228 votes ahead.
Yeah, we pulled it.
My God, this audience is on top of it. They are just smoking. In fact, if you open up your windows, forget about Howard Beale. You can hear the sounds of people yelling all over South Florida, man.
By the way,
WQAM.
Boca Brian says that Rick Sklar died in 1982 from an
82?
Yeah, from an ankle.
Get out of here.
Well, that's what he says.
1982?
Right?
I don't think so. Where the hell would I have been in 82? WJ Snooze. Yeah, I guess, no, I don't know. Where did he find that out? He Googled it?
I don't know. He knows these things.
SKLAR. You Google it. Rick Sklar. I don't believe that. Although it could have been back in my WJ Snooze days that he was, yeah, possible. He was a good guy, Rick Sklar. He was the consultant for Cap Cities that used to own WABC. And then, of course, Disney. Ooh, fat.
92. Typo, Brian.
92. I told you, chicken neck. 82 my ass. Or as Alan Brown says, 86 my ass. And that's exactly what we're doing, Alan. You're done. You're finito. You can send out all the emails you want. By the way, if you like to email Alan Brown, say, hey, loser, you guys are losing. abrown@790theticket.com. I'd like to have, like, several emails from our close personal friends like... and some of the others, too. That required a quick thumb. I just want to refresh it one more time. I want to see who's going to get to 3,000 first. Who do you think it'll be? We got 28-27. We're almost 300 votes ahead. Boy, Alan, you didn't know what you were up against. What you started when you started putting that bee in my bonnet. In fact, I'm even putting some blue bonnet on it. You don't eat margarine, do you, I hope?
No, sir. Real butter.
Good.
Thank you very much.
That's it. Real butter, or get some of that maple-y butter. Any of that is better than margarine. I think margarine's got trans fats, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Ooh, fat. Watch out for those trans fats.
And those transvestites.
WQAM, hello. Not there on 2, I don't think. Not there. WQAM, hello. Not there on 1. Mark that one down. Maybe that's unusual. WQAM, hello.
Hey, you know, I happened to be in the office when Mo was renegotiating his contract.
Yeah.
And I turned on my voice recorder. You want to hear some of it?
Go ahead.
Okay.
I think that's the guy with the cop car sound effects.
Oh, is it really? Well, I mean, he's got a whole repertoire there. I'm sure by the end of the day we'll have like a whole lot more in his sack.
And odds are one of them will be funny.
Well, so far he ain't doing. Well, that was like an improvement over the other one, over that police siren. That was
going in the right direction. Yeah.
Now I'll tell you who this guy is. I think it's the Gargler.
Okay.
You know why I say that?
Why do you say that?
Because the rare times that he's finally getting the message, and every time he does that now I dump it so it doesn't get on the air. And he has such a desperate need to be on the air that he had to come up with a different shtick. And I would say it's equally as amusing. Now the gargling was funny about for the first 20 years, you know.
Are you talking about?
That's what, you don't know who the gargler is?
Yeah, no, that's a younger sounding voice. I think is the gargler.
No,
but you're right. He does talk. I don't think it's that guy though.
Oh. WQAM, hello.
Neil, how's it going?
All right.
I love your show, Neil.
No
complaints. Did you hear our new illustrious governor's solution to our education program down here?
Yeah, he's cutting the money, yeah.
No, he's going to give all the teachers a laptop. Isn't that great?
He's cutting the money, too, in Dayton Broward. I got that story in my pile if I ever get to it. I got a lot of good stuff here. And governor's budget puts Broward and Dayton at the bottom of the barrel on school spending. Isn't that nice? Hey, fat-ass governor, your mama, okay? And by the way, your daughter, too. She's a real rip snorter. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good afternoon. I was trying to determine, is it Luann Screwan, or is it the other one that's the real pain in the focus?
What does that mean?
Well, there's two.
What other one?
You always call her like something.
She's ancient history, man. Screwan, she's long gone. She got the axe.
But then who's the other one that's the Noj now, the female you talk about?
The water Nazi?
Yes.
Yeah. Don't mess with my log.
What's her name? Yeah.
Her name is your mama. What is this guy writing a book? He must be writing history over the modern day history of QAM.
Good God.
What's her name? What's this one's name? What's her home address? What's her email?
Maybe it's for his blog.
Yeah. Maybe he knows Lyle. Probably his boyfriend. I got to get into my pile, speaking of Lyle and Kyle. Let me just refresh one more time, because I think we're getting close to 3,000 on the QM side. This is a very scientific poll in the Herald now that we're getting the Emmis. Which of the big two stations do you prefer for sports radio? WQAM 2858, 2,858, and 790 the ticket has got 2,582. So we are almost 300 ahead. Let's see, 24, 276. Well, I'm good at the math, man. I'm good at those numbers. Good at the numbers. Punxsutawney Phil predicts he saw his shadow, but it was hard to find a complainer in the crowd at Gobbler's Knob, Pennsylvania. You ever been at Gobbler's Knob?
No, thank you. I've been to Rocky Knob.
Where the morning temperature was well above freezing and the ground... Well, Wayne Gretzky, he liked to powder his knob.
Yeah? Did he have a Rocky Knob?
Where the morning temperature was well above freezing and the Groundhog Day high was expected 48 degrees. Here it's the 2nd of February in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. It's such a stupid thing they do every... And you know the way they schlep the... Is this the... How long is this one? I guess if I read the story, we'll find out. I mean, how many years is this Punxsutawney Phil? How long does a groundhog live anyway?
Jeez, I don't know.
Yeah, well,
it can't be the same freaking groundhog.
There were a few boos at the Groundhog's prediction of 6 more weeks of winter, but most of the hundreds of revelers instead turned the event into an impromptu Pittsburgh Steelers rally. Oh, 6 more weeks of winter? I thought he said it was going to be a mild winter. Fans in football jerseys saying, "Here we go, Steelers. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go," which is pathetic. And members of the Punxsutawney Groundhog Club's inner circle, the top hat and tuxedo-wearing groundhog businessmen responsible for carrying on the groundhog tradition each year, threw black and gold Steelers terrible towels as they waited to rouse Phil from his burrow. All we need now is Myron Cope and bring back Bob Prince. Dig him up. Bob Prince had something, too. I think it was the green weenie, if I'm not mistaken. It's probably what he died from. No, actually, he did. It was a thing for the Pirates. I believe it was, I'm not sure which year it was. Was it 60 or 71? Because they went to the series 3 times. They won all 3 of them, Josh. 60, 71, 79. Arriba. There was Roberto Clemente. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
I do.
Really?
Well, I know Roberto Clemente.
Well, good. You don't know Bob Prince, though, do you?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
How the hell do you know Bob Prince?
From working here.
Oh. The furry forecaster may be popular, but the Steelers are playing in the Super Bowl. It says it's real about me. Let's see. The National Environment Trust said its groundhog suit-wearing human will ignore his shadow and rely instead on global warming evidence to forecast an early spring. Well, there you go. That's the better news, an early spring. I don't think we're going to have no winter here, eh? I don't want to give like a Toronto weather forecast, but it's the sun is starting to poke its eye. It's 40 already. It's going to be 46 here today. How do you like that on the 2nd of February? There ain't a flake of snow anywhere. Not a flake. There's plenty of flakes sitting on the street corners. They're schlepping for money. A lot of homeless. Spare some change, mister. See, if you'd say it a little bit louder, I still wouldn't give you any, but at least I have a feeling you might get some money. You know what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
They're too damn polite. Just the Toronto effing way, man. They're just too...
Spare some change, mister.
No, have a nice day. God bless you, etc. That's why they're sitting out there with their teeth in a glass. There is one lady, she's been sitting in the same spot ever since I've been up here, man, almost every day. Neither rain nor snow or sleet will keep her out of her franchise that she's got. She's got a certain corner, good traffic corner. And she probably gets into her Lincoln at the end of the day and drives home to her fantastic condo. Which of the big 2 stations do you prefer for sports radio? We're probably getting close to 3,000 now. What do you say? What do you think? What are your thoughts about dessert?
Oh,
speaking of dessert, you guys eating today? Monday we got some good stuff coming in.
I ordered a nice salad from Tony's. Hasn't gotten here yet though.
We got John the Baker coming in with pizza and good stuff, all for you. I was right. Which of the big 2 stations do you prefer for sports radio? The other guys have got 25.98, and we got 29.13, 315 ahead. We're going to be crossing that 3,000 vote line any second. Now, that's got to be big news in the Herald. It'll be on the front page. It'll be at the top of their website. QAM busts through the 3,000 vote barrier as Neil Rogers' audience of goofballs comes through again. So you want to mess with me, Alan Brown, and I'm going to put you down, just like The Rock, right?
Right.
Going to pick your ass up and throw you down. I wonder what he's like, Alan Brown. Probably a frumpy guy with a Brooks Brothers suit. Like some of those clowns that used to run around in packs. And remember those plastic people? What was that one guy's name? The corporate emailer. What the hell was his name? You know what I'm talking about.
Corporate emailer?
Yeah, the guy wanted to email me the ratings and email this. This is back before everybody was emailing anything. But this is, What a plastic jackass.
At Paxson?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll think of his name.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, he looked like...
Oh, my God.
Like George Henderson with less of a tan.
What a collection. I mean, you think we got a bunch of strange people, which we do, including us, but I mean, good God. Good golly, Miss Molly.
Wasn't it another Gary?
You're asking me? Yeah, I think it was. Hey, Gary.
You fairy.
Got a nice ring to it. But boy, they had all those reformed alkies running around with their big 2-liter bottles of Diet Coke.
Right.
And then they had Tommy Kramer, old white-haired Tommy Kramer with the Ron and Ron gang, who never did drugs in the 60s and 70s, and told us about it every day. See, when somebody goes out of their way to say to me, I never stole a freight train, I start waiting. I want to hear the train whistle.
Start counting the train.
Right. Hey, finally, a TV experience like no other. Comcast Digital Cable on Demand is easy to use and has lots for you to love. And today you can try it for only $34.99 a month for 3 months. Why is TV so much better with On Demand? Well, I'll tell you. For starters, you can watch a wide variety of movies and shows whenever you want. It's a revolutionary new way to enjoy TV. On Demand is a library of thousands of programs ready to start when you say so, with programming including free movies, kid shows, music videos, cooking shows, sports, home improvement shows, guitar lessons, and lots more. You're always going to have something good to watch right whenever you want to watch it. And don't forget about control. With On Demand, you can start, stop, pause, rewind, and fast-forward programs using your remote. You can get all of these things with satellite. You can't get them with satellite, but you can with this. With up to 250 channels plus On Demand, you can build your own TV schedule. Who could ask for more? And best of all, On Demand is free with Comcast Digital Cable. So pick your show times, pick your seat, sit back, and you'll wonder how you ever managed without it. Call today, order Comcast Digital Cable and HBO with the power of On Demand for just $34.99 a month for 3 months. In Dade, call 305-COMCAST, and in 954-COMCAST.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Suck it in and hold it.
Life in Paris is nice, can't get this boring gig. Mahjong, tournaments, and shuffleboard. If you think that's funny, buddy, a little laugh on you, 'cause you're gonna miss me. You bastards will miss me. That's right, you're gonna miss me. I cashed my check and bought a Mercury. A white one with a great big bench seat. I got some ointment for the rash that's hurting me from all of your rapes and dingleberries. Watching TV poker and just organizing. I put barcodes on my baggy checkered pants. I may have one vein in the grave, and I got to buy my own pizza. But you're gonna miss me. Now that poker can't miss me. Well, you're sure gonna miss me.
It's 12:19. We ought to do a quick poll on that, you know. Did they miss the Molemeister or not?
I see.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, because what we got on now is like a revolving door for Mo. We got Geldy today. What do we got tomorrow? More Geldy?
I mean, what can they compare it to then? Do you miss him as opposed to any of the other guys, or what? How are you going to know what I mean?
I don't know.
Do you miss him more than what?
I miss him more than death. More than nothing. How about you? You miss him? No. Oh, that's because you're in the building.
I never saw him, but you know.
Get out of here! You never saw him. I remember that time you were in Clarence's office and you guys were exchanging dirty jokes and bonding and slapping each other on the ass and fisting and high-fiving and low-fiving and.
Every once in a while we would, you know, have an encounter like that in the hall, but you know, I never listened to the show, so I don't miss him.
Well, that's bad. That's personal. See, I'm not asking on a personal level.
It's not personal. You know, I don't listen to any of the rest
of the
station.
Absolutely is personal. What do you say?
I don't listen to any of the rest of the station.
Hated him. Just because he tried to get your ass fired and said you were stupid.
Yeah, well, he had a point.
Well, look who we work for, okay? Joyce. Keep in mind, we do work for Joyce. I mean, you know, some of the other people... oh, I know what he said.
Here's the problem with George.
Yeah.
He's stupid.
Oh, I see.
It's one of my problems.
3,019 votes. Boy, are we kicking their fat ass or what?
Uh-huh.
Man. 3,019. Our audience is really coming through, true and blue. You never thought they would do it, did you?
Oh, of course I thought
they are kicking their ugly, smelly, nasty Alan Brown ass. And there's nothing worse than an Alan ass. 3,019 to 2616. That sounds like 403 vote lead for us. And pulling away, so you're increasing it. Even the Diebold people. Well, I don't know. It's easy for me to say that, but look what happened on Tuesday. The same time when downtown Alan Brown put out this memo of desperation, and they started freeping all over the place. They sent out all their memos to everybody in the yellow pages, the white pages, the blue pages, the Goyam pages. Yeah, how's that Christian wrestling coming, by the way? Can we look that up in the Christian yellow pages?
Okay.
Yeah. Christian. How about the Christian white pages?
How about the satanic yellow pages?
Oh, I love those. Those are my favorite. Marilyn Manson's on every page. 5670560. See, if they'd be more worried about Charles Manson than Marilyn Manson, then maybe they'd be onto something. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil. I
Yes,
just
sir.
tuned in. Tell me the truth. Is Mo really gone?
What do you mean by that?
Maybe I just heard bits and pieces and I thought I heard you.
Where have you been? Mo's been off. He's been into it, man. They paid him to go away. He had 2 months left on his deal. They said, bye-bye.
Yes.
Okay, there's our first response to our poll question about...
Yes!
Oh, my God. It sounded to me like he was...
Yes, it did sound like that.
Impaling his body parts with the strings on them. Good golly. You know what they say, if the foo fits. So maybe we should take like an instant poll. Let's not do that. That would be like rubbing salt in Mo's wound. And especially when Dick Stockton was ripping him this morning. He didn't actually say it, but you could tell, you know. Hates him like poison. Man, he was just chuckling and chortling about Mo's muskrat. WQAM, hello.
I got it. Hello?
Yes, sir.
This 560 QAM?
560 QAM, the place for steak.
All right, well, I've been trying to get in touch with Neil.
Speaking.
Neil?
Yep.
Oh, dude, you got to do me a favor. You got to play that Jim Mandich, All Right, when he does the covers of the song.
Well, let's see. I'm not sure whether it's Mandich Part 1 or Mandich Part 2.
Well, I don't. Well, if I haven't heard Part 2, I should say, how about both?
You haven't heard Part 2?
You wanted more, and you got it. The Mad Dog is back, singing more duets on Bandit Sings, Volume 2. Yes! 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 Old number 88 is back, pairing off with the greats, singing more big hits with even more big stars. The Mad Dog does them all. Baby, everything is all right. All right. It's an all-new British invasion with the Mad Dog singing like a man. I like it. The truth is finally out that Jim Mandich was truly the fifth Beatle. You gotta give me little lovin'. Oh! If you want our love to last. Now your head's to stay. You'll always hear me say it's gonna be alright. Here's the Mad Dog's tender and touching tribute to the king, Elvis. Alright! Alright! The Mad Dog was just a little ambivalent when we asked him if he wanted to do it again.
Nah, I don't think so.
So we had Luca Brasi pay him a little visit and tell him either his brains or his signature would wind up on the contract.
That son of a bitch was huge.
All right. And it sings Volume 2 of
Available now if you move quickly.
Well, that race is tightening up. We're only 514 votes ahead. But today, unlike Tuesday now, we can't afford to slack off at 2 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
We need to keep these people on it. Well, that's what they're doing across the street. They just wait till I go off the air, and then all of a sudden they're all in there. Oh, you got to, like it really means something. The only reason I'm doing it, like I said, is to piss off Alan T. Brown, the Vice President of Communications for Sports Talk. $7.90 the ticket across the street. A bunch of pretenders, the guys who are leasing the radio station because they got a couple of guys who got rich daddies. 500 votes ahead. That's pretty scary. 27 past noon at 560 WQAM. The Emerald Coast continues to be Florida's #1 Asian gourmet buffet, as rated by Zagat Restaurant Review. Now, every Friday through Sunday at the Emerald Coast, you can enjoy Lobster Fest featuring delicious Maine lobster served Thermidor style. And every night at the Emerald Coast is Crab Fest with Alaskan snow crab legs, Dungeness crab, and Jonah stone crabs. The menu still includes fresh oysters on a half shell and an amazing sushi bar with over 30.
About 30, man.
Yeah. Oh, geez, H.
Different items. The Emerald Coast also served New York steaks, juicy and delicious cooked order. And I bet you thought I expired there or something.
I thought we lost
I was going to get ready to sneeze.
Well, I didn't hear the...
No,
so
not yet.
Just the line dropped out.
The Emerald Coast also serves New York steaks cooked just the way you like them, man. Juicy and tender and delicious, and hand-carved prime rib, and zillions of fresh, delicious delights, too. And on the weekend for dessert, leave room for the Emerald Coast famous 40-inch chocolate fountain. Hand dip your own strawberries, marshmallows, other decadent treats. Just shove those babies right in there and manja. Now through February the 5th, which is what day? It's Saturday? Sunday? Okay. Now through the weekend, come celebrate the Chinese New Year with the Emerald Coast featuring roast duck, crispy chicken, sweet and sour fish, and roasted suckling pig every night. The Emerald Coast has 3 convenient locations to serve you. If you really want to pig out, this is the place. They're in Sunrise, Sunny Isles Beach, and Pembroke Pines. Reservations suggested. Call the Emerald Coast at 954-572-3822.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
I've been everywhere, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, Lava.
We're going to South Carolina, and Oklahoma, and Arizona, and North Dakota, and New Mexico, and Texas, and New York.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man.
We're going to California, and New York. We're going to South Dakota, and Oregon.
Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
And North Dakota, and New Mexico.
I've been to Boston, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana.
And Oregon. We're going to California, and Texas.
Santa Fe, Colorado, Glen Rock, Black Rock, Little Rock, Austin.
We're going to South Dakota, and Michigan.
Grand Lake, Devils Lake, Crater Lake, and Beach Lake. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
You tell him, Howie. Be the man. Right? Right. Now that's for him. 12:32, 28 till 1 at 560 WQAM. It's a great Thursday, February the 2nd. The sun is shining, man. The birds are doing... Hey, by the way, if you see a bird... Right. Might have that damn bird flu, man. You got to get them before they get us. Who has the least self-respect? We got a shot at 1,000 on our own poll today, okay? Well, we are just kicking some big, smelly, bloody butt, you know? Right. Wow. On the other poll, we're like almost 600 votes ahead of the ticket. We're almost 600 ahead.
The what now?
The ticket. That's Reedy Crosby. Who has the least self-respect? We got 801. That sounds like a lot of fun. And if we get like about 875 by the top of the hour, we got that baby licked. Colin Powell, 145. What a disgrace. He holds up that little vial. That was one of the vilest acts I have ever seen in my life at the UN.
That was funny. I like the
They got
cartoons
this
better.
anthrax and botulinum and cockaritis and all this other garbage.
Anthrax.
Yeah, right. What a jackass. What a sellout. I hate this poll. 133 is tied with Courtney Love. 133, I say a definite correlation. Paris Hilton, 110. Well, she's on all the polls now, ain't she? Yeah, when you're tinkling in the taxi cab, that doesn't indicate a whole lot of self-respect. The QAM sports staff, we don't wanna. We'll leave it all to the older queen there between 10 and 2 because we don't wanna. 92, I don't. Do you understand it? I mean, it's just for fun. And it's certainly like a little change of pace, a little excitement, a little pizzazz. Spice it up a little bit, baby. Spice it up. Get out some cilantro and stick it in there. Spice it up. A little oregano. At least pretend it's oregano. Matt Fudge, he's got 49.
You fairy.
Self-hating queen. Ron Jeremy, 43. Look at Jack Abramoff. He's got...
About 30, man.
I think is what he's going to get, about 25 to 30. Democrats, 27. They ought to be doing better than that. That was a good choice, whoever called that in. Democrats have no self-respect, at least most of them, except for the aforementioned one just moments ago. That's the one. Robert Downey Jr., 19. Jose Canseco, 14. And Alan T. Brown has got 6. How do you like? I bet I know who they are, too. Boog Shambi, Joe Rose, Stu Gatz, Joel Feinberg, Howard Davis, and Mark Hochman. Oh, that's right. He should have 7 because also Jose Rodriguez, your stepbrother.
My dad.
Greg Cote is doing a web poll on Radio Wars in South Florida. He's looking for your favorite and least favorite host. Please vote and let's crush the QAM. Here's the link, he writes on his stupid-ass email. Tuesday at 1:23, after I was crushing their ugly, nasty ass, laden with all kinds of people who don't belong on here to say hello or goodbye. Well, maybe the goodbye part. God. Toastin', this one, all the retreads, man. Sidney Rosenberg, who Don Imus kicked out of the studio, and they sent down here for rehab or whatever, Real swill. Have a swill day, Alan. And then he's got this Alan T. Brown, and he's got the blog, the link to it. Alan T. Brown, VP of Communications, Sports Talk, 790. The ticket. And, with the number and the A. Brown at 790, the ticket, etc. Pretty sad. That, by the way, is his office number. I wouldn't give anybody's home number on the air. But that's his orifice. If you want to call and express your, condolences for the fact we're going to kick their ass, now that I'm on the case. Which of the big 2 stations do you prefer for sports radio? 3271 for QAM and 2641 for 790 the ticket. How do you like that? That sounds like 600 and guess how many?
About 30, man.
630 vote lead. And we've only begun to fight now, see? I don't care about working with a bunch of pansies. We don't wanna stand up for ourselves. We want to let the other guys make us look like a bunch of trained monkeys in the newspaper. Like I said before, granted it's all bogus and it's just for fun, but people believe what they read in the newspaper. Even the Herald, I know that comes as a shock to most of you. Mm-hmm. People see something in print and they say, oh, did you know that? Wow, it's in the paper. It must be true. So therefore, if we just sit back and let these guys pretend, which we know it's just a pile of crap, pretend that they're kicking our ass, it's not good for business. It's not psychologically good. And I, for one, even though I don't do a stupid-ass sports show, can you imagine if I was on there? Not that I want to pat myself on the rectum or anything, but can you imagine? My God, Alan Brown, he'd be doing a Tom Leykis. He'd get in the car at 4 in the morning and hightail it right out of town, old Alan Brown, with the windows up, not down. He'd be rolling around with his windows up. Anyway, so Alan Brown's got 6, but I'm sure he can work on that. Goose him up a little bit. Thanks, by the way, to Joe Rose for bringing that email by. That inspired me. Otherwise, we wouldn't even wasted our time with this, right? That's right. Because I was just ignoring it. And, of course, when they know I'm not going to read those stupid comments, and that's, people who write comments to blogs and who go into chat rooms and message rooms, all of this stuff, those people are the ones that need to be locked away far from the rest of us. Because they are really...
I have no life.
Tragic. Desperate. Except, of course, if they happen to be friends of ours. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, like, for example, like him. No, in fact, I'm quite proud of him for putting that on there about 400 times to show how stupid the whole thing was in the first place. That comments. Yeah, comment my ass. Well, there's, is that Christiana Amanpour, who says the war's a disaster and Iraq is a nightmare, and what the hell are we doing there? I always hated her like poison, but I'm saying, look at that schmata she's wearing with the shades. Look at that. Schmata and shades.
Make me change it?
They're too late. Now, she'll be back on again. Oh, look at all the Getchkis. They got nice oranges over there, though. There she is. She's sitting on the floor on that flying carpet. Looking like a real Getchki with that green schmata on her head. And she got that 400-year-old Iraqi guy who says, oh, what are you doing here already? Go away.
By the way, I got a fax here from Ken. I tried to email him his answer.
From Ken?
He wants to know the website. And I tried to email him, and my email got bounced. So there you go, Ken.
Well, what do you mean your email got bounced? Do you want to know our website?
No, the website where he can go and vote.
Oh.
The Miami Herald.
Well, let me tell you right now. Just go to MiamiHerald.com, and on that front page on the Internet, about 2/3 of the way down on the bottom right-hand side, you'll see blogs. And it's a Dave Berry blog on there, which nobody would read that. And under that is Greg Cote, and what is it called? What does he call it? Like retardo evidence of random evidence. Random evidence blog votes. And you click on that baby, and then he's got a thing there, a song to dance, and then the one we're really concentrating. Now, you can certainly vote for Mad Dog or Hank or whoever, but the one we're really constipating on, because they just loaded it up thanks to this phony email, getting all their executives and all their peons and the janitor and all their kids. In fact, I understand they were circulating that in all the schools. Most of the kids have got computers now. Mm-hmm. And they were circulating in the schools with instructions where to click. Let's see, what is this now? Tap scan. What is this?
One of the 3 pages that I sent you. The other 2 pages are the numbers that they wrote on there, so you only need that one.
Now, who is this from?
Well, read the top there.
Stop blaming the hurricanes. What does that mean?
Obviously, it's from that other station or something. Or
Stop
somebody
blaming the hurricanes.
For your lousy
3.5 shares since spring. Oh, this is from across the street. Oh, your TSL went down and your turnover. Yeah, you know something? We still had a 6.8 in December, and a midday over there had a 1.9. How do you like them apples, sweetheart? See, I got the monthlies already.
Yeah, but that's
so you can give me a big song to dance. Yeah. Fall 5-6, and in November we had a 3-6. So stop. Oh, I see. I thought we were talking about the team. Stop blaming the hurricane, my ass. And didn't I actually go on the air? See, I don't play games with numbers. Didn't I say that they might have been as well off the air, and they were during some of November? Didn't I say that? Mm-hmm. When they had 0.00 whatever? I said that. But no. This is from Rosen and Rosen, PA, who must be somebody's boyfriend over there. Send me a bunch of crap. Like this is supposed to prove something to me? And this writing looks awfully familiar to me. Looks awfully familiar. I don't know. In fact, what's that Broward number on there in the upper? That must be Rosen and Rosen, PA, huh?
I would imagine they're.
Well, guess what? Your mama sew socks in this business about your TSL. Yeah, big deal. TSL, of course, it went down because everybody's trying to put their life back together again. You idiots. Yeah, they got 1 month their claim to fame there, just like last April. Oh, we're going to kick their ass 18 to 34. You guys think that you can talk yourself into it. It ain't going to happen. How many years have I been saying that now?
About 30, man.
You can't talk yourself into having big numbers. Either you got them or you don't, and you guys don't. You had a couple of bogus months there, very suspect, and anybody that's going to use the fall book as evidence of anything has got to be a lunatic. That would be like us saying, well, look, in November they had yeah, so big deal. They might as well have been off the air. Who the hell would listen to them when they're trying to, save their life from the hurricane and find water and all of these things, huh? In fact, quite frankly, we didn't do all that bad in November compared to what it could have been. Who the hell was getting diaries in the mail? Who was getting any mail? Who was sending out any mail? Most people had bigger fish to fry, okay? See, you can try to talk yourself into it, hey, like this facts. Look at the tone of it. You're slapping me in the, oh, geez, how am I going to recover from that? Your mama, okay? You guys aren't fooling us. I got a 6.8, which is, and all that great. We had a 7-something in October, and they had a 1.9. Is that close? Does that sound like a contest to you?
Hey, stop
They
blaming
could
the
put
hurricane.
Jesus in sandals on their midday, along with Moses and Abraham Solomon. They still ain't going to do a number. So quit giving me a song to dance about your TSL. What up yours? That must be from Alan T. Brown. And by the way, I got relatives called Rosen, and they're going to kick your ass. 33. Oh, this is what they're upset about. They're crying over there because now we got 3,367 votes from our fine, loyal audience, and they got 2646. We're only we're 721 votes ahead. How do you like that?
All right.
Because they've already exhausted the whole audience and all their relatives and all the employees and the janitor's in-laws. That's it. You lose. And that's sad. For them to be giving me a written lecture about ratings? Oh, my God. Something seriously. That would be like Clarence giving a seminar on programming. You follow what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
It would be just most amusing. It would be like Greg Reed being a radio consultant. $12.42 at 560 WQAM, whether you live near downtown Fort Lauderdale or not. I want to tell you about a fabulous restaurant that's worth the drive anywhere in South Florida. Terra Steak and Lobster House. You'll find it on the 17th Street Causeway. you'll find Tara. She'll be there almost any night, greeting guests at her new 200-seat restaurant and lounge, proudly bringing East Coast residents the same fantastic Tara dining experience that earned her Marco Island restaurant near-perfect marks in that most important Zagat survey. And also a Wine Spectator Award of Excellent Wine list, now boasting over 380 selections from the world's greatest wine regions. The main attraction, though, at Terra Steak and Lobster House is just like the name would suggest to you, fantastic, juicy steak and lobster, and they do a fine job with everything from their cognac-infused lobster bisque to Mom's classic crab cakes, their selection of fresh seafood, and chops. Regarded by many people as the Peter Luger of the South, and that's saying a lot, Terra incorporates family recipes to complete the menu. Sauces and dressings made fresh in-house daily and hand-selected dried short loins used to prepare their signature porterhouse for 1, 2, 3, or 4 are served cut away from the bone on a sizzling platter. Sweet and tender is the only way to describe Terra's 3 to 6 pound made lobster collection. The lobsters are prepared steamed, broiled, stuffed with lump crab meat, whatever you like, or with a fillet for the ultimate surf and turf. And now, being stone crab season, Terra are quickly becoming the stone crab house, too. No need to fight traffic to Miami to get those jumbo sweeties, but make sure to reserve them in advance because they go mighty fast. Don't miss Terra's happy hour every Monday through Friday with 2-for-1 specialty drinks or their complimentary wine tasting every Thursday from 5:30 to 7:30 when you stay for dinner. Terra Steak and Lobster House at 1430 Southeast 17th Street Causeway in Fort Lauderdale. You can call them and make reservations at 954-765-6202. That's 954-765-6202, or visit their website at Terra Steakhouse and, let me say it again, a little confusing here, TerraSteakandLobsterHouse.com. It's all one word, of course. TerraSteakandLobsterHouse.com, and don't forget, when the subject is great steak, everybody will be raving about Terra's.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
By the way, I got their number wrong. Let's straighten it out. You want to straighten it out?
It's already straight.
Oh.
Here's the chicken, put a sticker in your lips. Here's the chicken, wrap a more around the chip. Here's the chicken, get it in a grip and then just hold it. Here's the chicken, plant the bed with a juice milk. Here's the chicken, until you make the chicken choke. Here's the chicken, show it back to parents and he knows it. Baby on the floor will make you dead. When you give money to a head, do a chicken infected that way. Be afraid, be very afraid. Here's the chicken, around the neck has you fool. Here's the chicken, and hand it till your mouth is full. Here's the chicken, careful not to do it wrong and blow it.
1247, they got a 3-5 in December. I apologize profusely because I dug in it because I like to get it right. I don't just lie and make the numbers up. We had a 6-8 in December. They had a 3-5, 10-2. They'll never hit that number again. And by the way, they're like the listenership went way, way down from November to December. Way, way down. Although their average quarter hour went from a 0.3 to a 3.5. Isn't that impressive? In October, we had a 7.4. They had a 1.4. That's pretty tight, isn't it?
Hey, stop blaming the hurricane.
In November, we had a 3.1 in midday because of the hurricane, and it's not blaming anybody. They had a 0.3. Maybe they'd like to say that was an accurate number, okay? We'll be more than happy to give you full credit for that. Brown and Rosen and whoever you folks are, and Joel Feinberg. And then December 6-8 to 3.5. They'll never see that number again if they live to be 50,000 years. Just as bogus as last April. You know, places like that, they get a few wire diaries, especially when they return on. Hey, let me say it again. November and December, you might as well throw them down the toilet. Wouldn't you think that would be a high priority on most people's agenda, is filling out radio diaries?
Oh, top.
Or maybe they're like trying to put the roof back on their house. Could be, but what do we know about it? You know, give me a lecture on ratings, man. You guys are kicking our ass. Look at that, 34.71 for us and 26.60 for them. This goes to show what a bunch of whiners they are. Some schmuck sends me a fax, giving me a lecture about like the listenership went down. Yeah, like I said, probably most living and breathing people are out there trying to put their life back together again. And by the way, what was our like the listenership again?
You're asking me?
Oh, in December, what time was it? It was 6 hours. Theirs was 5 hours. Your mama. Big deal. Nevertheless. Yeah, here's another ratings maven. Oh, Joel Feinberg's sitting there. What are we going to do? They're kicking our ass on that poll, and Rogers has got them all whipped up. Yeah, you'll see. You'll see. In fact, I got news for you, man. Joel Feinberg and Alan T. Brown, and who's the other one over there? Stu Goss. If we beat you in this poll since you're so whipped up about it, all you guys should retire. What do you think?
Right.
Whip your ass. Retire. Because we gave you the big handicap because our guys are, we don't want. Okay, so I'm going to bat for everybody else. Which of the big two stations do you prefer for sports radio? Greg Cote, a very important blog in the Herald. Muy importante. Everybody's life depends on it, I guess, according to the way they're responding. They got 26-65, the losers, and we got 35-22. We're like pulling up to 1,000 votes ahead. And that's why they're rattling their spears and sending us faxes with numbers and yeah. I got news for you. When a bunch of amateurs start sending me a song and a dance about ratings in South Florida, that's got to be one of the most amusing things I've ever heard. That would be like Geldy giving me a seminar on voice lessons. Like Rita Cosby giving us elocution lessons. She ought to be giving electrocution lessons, that bitch. Anyway, what am I getting whipped up about?
I don't know.
Just kind of so silly, you know? So obvious. So transparent that they're licking their wounds now that the king came on the air and kicked their ass today. Put them back where they belong, down in the sewer. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing, buddy?
All right, Pally.
Two things, man. I don't know how you do it, dude. You got so much patience. I mean, for 2 years you've been doing screenless. I would be going crazy when these people are calling up saying, hey,
What do you mean 2 years? It's been a lot longer than that, I think.
Yeah, it's longer. And then people call up, can I speak to Neil Rogers, please?
Yeah.
I mean, second,
Don't
for
you
your
understand that's the joy of the audience, is to have people being as stupid as they possibly can. And that's what makes it so interesting. So
and that's why the Republicans keep winning in this state, I think.
That's right.
Listen, for a poll, you want to talk about Mo, the best sports guy that ever left QAM. Who you like who you miss the most. So he's your
that would be Joe Rose.
Yeah, I know Joe would win it, but Defoe could be a close second.
Get out of here, Defoe, Mike. Get out of here. How much he pay you to make that call? Defoe. Talk about corn. Even our general mangler said to me, he said, boy, even in Iowa they don't grow the corn that tall. We don't want you, Defoe, okay? Old and worn out. Rehashed. Like old, stodgy, remashed taters. You know what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
I mean, is there any doubt? Why would we waste our time taking a poll? It would be like taking a poll, what day do you think it is, yeah?
Oh, they would agree on that.
Are you eating again?
I'm eating now. The food just showed up.
Well, from where?
Tony's. I'm having
all right. Thank you, Brad. There's a good guy, man. Doesn't bug anybody. I encountered Brad. I was driving my beautiful vet on the by the stadium there, going to work one day. Mm-hmm. Or maybe I was going home. And I was paying the toll. Do you pay the toll going out? Yeah, I guess you do. And he honked the horn. Hey, it's Brad from Tony's. Thanked him profusely, but he didn't bug me or anything. Like, hey, pull over. We'll have a big chat for half an hour. Good guy. Doesn't come in here and try to monopolize the whole place.
Hey, speaking of a vet, I drove a buddy of mine's dad's vet. Now, do you have the sweet little hologram that shows the speedometer on your window? The HUD? The front
that. They've had that for a long time. It's not called a hologram. It's called what the hell do they call it?
Heads-up display, a HUD.
Heads-up display. Well, anybody,
Heads up.
Yeah, right, that's it. Oh, yeah, this is the last several model. I think since 2004 we've had that. Or 3 even. Now, what year was this you were driving?
This is a brand new one.
Oh, the brand new one, 2006?
Yeah, he leased it.
So, in other words, I got that 2005 with the keyless entry and the whole deal?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well, this one's keyless, too.
Well, I would think so. I mean, if it's a 2006, why would they go back to sticking the key in the door? I mean, that's kind of like, or even clicking that button.
Now, do you open your doors, too, by the push of the button?
You don't have to push any button. As long as you have that in your pocket. As long as you have that baby in your pocket, the pocket rocket, it opens. And then you get in there and you put your foot on the brake and you hit the button and it starts the car.
No, I'm talking about for your door.
That's what he's telling you.
What did I just get through saying?
Okay, and as you approach.
As long as the key is in your pocket, the key to your beautiful Corvette, or your friend's, of course, beautiful Corvette, the door will open as you approach. As you get within shooting range, the door will open and somebody will shoot. No wonder they don't want to give him that raise. So you like it, huh?
What's not to like?
Exactly. It's like a fast Cadillac, am I right?
It's a lot better than a Cadillac.
Well, but I'm just saying, it's just because I'm talking about the ride, smooth as can be. See, people think of Corvettes and they think back the old, even the old 67, 68, which were beautiful cars, but man, they ran really rough. It was like your ass dragging on the ground. $35.99. Do you know if I refresh it again, I guarantee you, I'll bet you Robert Grieper's life on it. We got at least 3,600. 3608. And they got 2681. We're closing in on a 1,000-vote lead. And they're giving me a seminar on ratings and, like, the listenership and bada bing. You know, you can take numbers and you can make all kinds of chopped liver with them and you can slice them up and try to prove something by 1 month. 1 month or 2 months doesn't make a career. It doesn't make a lifetime. It doesn't make an audience. It doesn't make something that agencies or real people want to buy, okay? People want to reach an audience. They want to move Schmidt off the shelf. That's why people advertise. Not because they like sniffing somebody's jockstrap. They used to play ball that's semi-literate. That's not what it's all about. Man, who the hell are you guys kidding over there? See, they really think that they're going to come in like an elephant in a china shop, you know, and they're going to, like, force their way through the marketplace. We got the Dolphins, we got all of Joel Feinberg's daddy's money, and Stu Gotz's dad, and we're going to, these are guys who all used to work on a station, most of them. Mark Eisenberg, he flopped even in midday, even with the juice and toast and omelet, he flopped in midday. Mark Eisenberg, even overnights he couldn't keep a job. That's the kind of great talent they got. Stu Gotz, who used to be, you know, just a schlump there. He was Hank's gopher there at QAM. Now he's the general manager. General manager? Holy, that would be like Clarence being our program director. That's how ridiculous that is. What else have they got? Who they got there? And Jason Solodkin. Who is that kid? Do you know him, Josh?
No.
Isn't he the
I know that Zaslow kid. That's Boog's producer.
Yeah. Oh, that's Boog's buddy, yeah. And the poor booster, man. Hey, everybody, let's talk about some sports. Here come the Mets on the field. I still say it. He wouldn't take the Mets job. He's such a schmuck. I used to, you know, I mean, not that I dislike him or anything, but I used to have such high feeling for his future, but he just don't get it, you know? I mean, what is there to like about being stuck at a horseball station that's got no numbers, that's going to go nowhere, and then eventually they'll finally wind up, won't be leasing that frequency no more, and, you know, and then he'll be doing like 6 games a year on ESPN.
He does about 40.
Is that about 40?
Yeah.
Well, I wish him the best. I actually like him a lot. He's a good guy. I mean, his only problem is, you know what they say about kids getting in with the wrong company?
No.
Him and LeBastard. He hangs out with the wrong crowd. Here's one who says, I do miss the Mo. He was the voice of the South Florida mentality. Oh, this is beautiful. It says he was a miserable bastard who would stab his best friend in the back, that is if he had one. I never will forget when he called the other sports station and told him he listens to their show, but other than that, he's a pretty nice guy. Where is he now? He's probably playing golf with Dick Stockton. Oh, that's right, Dick's in Detroit. Maybe he could fill in some days in his old time slot. Let's hope not. I don't think that's in the cards. I don't think that's in the Old Maid. I wouldn't be surprised. That's going to be next. They're going to have like Regis Philbin holding an Old Maid tournament on TV with the Golden Girl.
I can't wait for that.
That's going to be good.
Do you have a 2?
Let's see. Yeah, I got a 2 and a 1. Going to turn both of them loose in a minute. 6,349 total votes. We got 3661. They got 2688. Now that's not the correct number. Let me refresh. You refreshing? What am I higher? 3665, 2688. We're like 23 votes shy of 1,000. Well, I think that can be corrected just during this next break.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM. Buttheads, it's the 1 to 2 hour.
Have you always wanted to learn to dance? If you've ever imagined yourself gliding effortlessly across the floor with your partner in your arms while having the time of your life, then let Master P show you the way.
You want to learn to cha-cha, box-trot, walk, rumble, or quick step? I'll teach you, man.
Master P creates a learning experience that encourages and allows students to realize their full dancing potential in an open and friendly atmosphere.
Actually, I dance to get freaks. Now, pay attention. Move your feet around a little bit. Okay. That's too much. Okay. Don't move something. Where's your hat? I don't have a hat. Oh, to have a hat. I don't have a hat. Move your feet around a little bit. Okay. That's too much. But you ever watch how I do like this? I'm just barely moving. Barely moving. That's not dancing. Barely moving. Where's your hat? I don't know, but you're not dancing. Where's your hat?
Master P is a ballroom dance specialist with the mission of making dancing fun, enjoyable, and rewarding. If you're striving to become a confident social dancer or a competitive ballroom dancer, Master P will provide you with highly specialized and personalized ballroom dance lessons. The Master P way.
All right, so the first step in
your hat, man?
I don't have a hat.
What's up with the shoes you're wearing?
These are dance shoes.
No, you don't wear dance. You wear sneakers.
Sneakers?
Sneakers.
Why would I wear sneakers?
No brother gonna be caught wearing dance shoes. You need a pair of sneakers. And where's your hat?
I don't have a hat.
Don't backtalk Master P. Master P's Ballroom Dance School is now accepting new students. For more information, go to masterpschoolofdance.com.
Are you sure this is how you do the cha-cha?
Man, I'm going to ask you once again.
Yeah?
Where's your hat?
I don't have a hat. How many times do I have to tell you?
You're no longer allowed to come to my school.
Well, why not?
You don't have a hat.
Why do I need a flipping hat?
Time to open the Master P School of Dance can of whoop-ass.
Ow!
And by the way, Beth Bernstein, is that her name, our new sales lady from across the street?
Yes.
That we spirited away while you're eating him with a mouthful? She said that she wouldn't wish that place on Hitler. I don't know what she meant by that. We got on our own poll, since we got our own fish to fry. We got over 1,000 vote lead, by the way. Thank you very much. Keep banging away on it, because they're going to like it. Well, you got, and you know what really cracks me up? I just looked at that fax again, which the rating was awfully familiar, that Rosen and Rosen crap with the numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, all we had was a 7-0, a 7 in men in the summertime, when you're like on 3 times a week, huh? And we're number 1. Shame on you, George.
I know, it sucked.
Yeah, the day that they got a 7 share in anything over there, they would be like running around naked in the streets, like screaming and yelling like a bunch of crazed Indians, man. Yeah. Who the hell are these people kidding? Oh, you only had a 7 in the summer. Yeah, let me say it again. Take out the November, the bogus month of the hurricane, and we got a 7-1 in the other 2 months in men. And we would be number 1, because if you take out that bogus month of IOD had, we'd still kick their ass. But nevertheless, don't confuse people with the facts, because you know what they say. Numbers, what is that old saying about fool me once? 895 votes. Who has the least self-respect? Colin Powell, 161. Old Roland Powell. Some people thought he was going to be president until he held up that vial. I hate this poll, 149. Well, your mama. Courtney Love, 144. Paris Hilton, 125. The QM sports staff. We don't wanna. 96. Wait till we get Joe Rose back, man. He's going to whip their ass into shape. Matt Fudge, he's got 51 votes.
You fairy.
The Democrats, 45. Spineless, gutless, platformless. You ever have them platformless shoes?
I'm wearing some now.
Ron Jeremy, 44. Jack Abramoff, 34. Jose Canseco, 20. Oh, Jose, can you see, man? You are pathetic. Lion sack of garbage. Don't we have a street? We do have a street named after him, don't we? Somewhere in Dade County? Jose Canseco?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. What a disgrace. Of course, we also got Arthur Godfrey Road, one of the most virulent anti-Semites in the world. It's only appropriate that he should have a street in Miami Beach where all the Jews used to live named after him. Maybe in Sunrise Lakes they can have Heinrich Himmler Highway. Idiotic. But that's South Florida for you, you know. Masochists. Robert Downey Jr., 19. And Alan T. Brown, downtown Alan Brown, 7. Solamente 7. 7 votes. Small potatoes. Like Frankie Pentangeli. Small potatoes. We got you down, Alan Brown. And that's where you're going. Straight down. In the toilet. Yeah, you guys are slipping and you did it. That looks like P.D. Lenny's writing to me, as a matter of fact. Doesn't it? Doesn't that look awful familiar, the writing on that fax? Look at it again.
It does. I'm going to save it and see if I can
I know it says Rosen and Rosen, but in fact, it seems to me that we've been getting faxes from Rosen and Rosen for years, so maybe it's somebody, you know, who went over there. Went on the other side. Let's see, we got him by 1,000? Oh, yeah, 1,056. 3766 to 2710. We're 1,056 votes at 56. You got that? 1,056, as in like QAM. Okay, let me get to my pile, because I'm dilly down with this crap today. But you know what? I wanna. Unlike some of our other people, I wanna. I wanna stick it to them, especially after I see this bogus email. Let's whip everybody up and let's get a daisy chain going. And let's crush QAM. Crush this, okay?
That?
Yeah, this. If you got good eyesight. Marlins president David Sampson remained non-committal about the team's future, writes Barry Jackass, in a speech yesterday at a Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce luncheon at Parrot Jungle. Washington for the Nationals makes what we're offering look foolhardy. The Marlins could leave. We hope not to. Now, there's obviously a sentence missing there because it's not my fact. It's just Barry in the Herald, I guess. But Sampson also said, I'm getting a generator because that's how much I'm staying. I'm not selling my home. I don't plan on ever moving. Aw. Well, that's good news for Josh. Mm-hmm. Who's eating right now, probably.
No, I'm done.
Are you really? Yeah, I think so. That's what Clarence said. He said owner Jeffrey Luria called him on the way to luncheon and said, what are you going to say? Are you going to inform them that if they don't get a stadium built, the team is going to leave? Are you going to inform them that if they don't come to the games, the team is going to leave? Are you going to inform them that the contribution from the team is the fourth largest in history of baseball in a market that's never proven to be completely baseball friendly? I said I probably would not mention those things, said David and Delilah. Sampson suggested he doesn't understand people saying that the stadium we would have gotten done if someone else were in charge. I'm thinking to myself, is it me? Is it us? Is it the concept?
Uh-huh.
Or maybe it's just the emotional part of sports and the government helping what they perceive to be rich people. Well, Wayne Huizinga is pretty rich and John Henry's pretty rich, and they didn't get a stadium. Well, what does that mean? Does that make any sense? Isn't that kind of like reverse logic?
Pretty
Isn't
much.
he like arguing against his own point? I don't get that. Talk about stupid. The Marlins will kick off their annual caravan Monday in Key Largo and Isla Mirada. I bet you Josh will be there.
Nope.
Oh. The week-long event, which also includes stops in Naples. Oh, you could go over and see Joyce! As well as locations in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties, will come on February 11th with Fan Fest at Dolphin Stadium, at what used to be PP Park, and still should be. Players, coaches, and should be Joe Robbie Stadium is what it should be. Players, coaches, front office executives, Billy the Marlin and the Mermaids will appear at stops along the way. Billy the Marlin, now that's John Ruth. That's the guy I was trying to remember that used to be the Hurricane mascot. Cocky. In wherever he was, South Carolina. What the hell was he called with the Hurricane? You don't even know, do you? I don't know.
I mean, I told you he's...
But that's John Ruth. That's Billy the Marlin.
Oh,
You
yeah?
don't know him?
I do?
Well, isn't that the guy?
I'll have to ask him. I don't know.
Ask him and say, hey, do you know Dolph Van Denny? And he'll just puke. Now, Dolph Van Denny, there's a real piece of work, huh?
He's a piece.
I think he borrowed that red nose from Patch Adams again. Boy, that's sure been getting around lately, hasn't it? And Joe Rose says, by the way, who you guys kidding over there at Rosen and Rosen? I got another email from Joe. Which of the big two stations do you prefer for sports radio? WQAM 3818, 790 the ticket, 2725. Almost an 1,100 vote lead. It is comical, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Well, that's because I put the pedal to the metal, baby. I put the gauntlet down, whatever a gauntlet is. Like one of them old-fashioned things they used to use in the torture chambers, probably a... Abu Ghraib. That's right, one of them steel gloves. Isn't that a gauntlet?
That is.
So we got a free lunch in there today. Everything is looking up. Mm-hmm. We're finally turning it around after a couple of cloudy days.
Right. Well, it's pretty cloudy in here.
All thanks to whoever sent this wonderful email to us this morning that inspired us to kick some big, fat, disgusting, phony ass. Phony is a $45 bill. I wouldn't be surprised if that's Fat Boy's writing. Of course, why would he be doing that? Well, just because it's him, you know.
That is.
Always got his fat fingers in everybody's face. 912 votes on our poll. We're going to get to that 1,000 by 2 o'clock. We're going to have like a zillion vote lead on them. What could be greater than this? Oh! What a day. And we owe it all to that dwindling Neil Rogers audience. Boy, if there's one thing I really worry about in my life, it's declining ratings. Oh, God. I just don't. And, of course, that, I don't know, when I go to the bank and that small income of mine, how am I going to stretch it out over the last 6 months of my life? You know, whatever I got left.
I know.
What a joke.
Better budget those gambles.
Yeah, I better start budgeting it out, man. What a freaking idiot whoever sent that thing from Rosen. You ought to call them up, Rosen and Rosen, find out who the hell sent that. Some schmuck that thinks you know about radio. First of all, you don't compare book to book. You compare year to year in the book. That's how you do it. If you know anything about ratings, which you obviously don't. 567. Like I said, I got stuff to do here. I don't have time for stupid calls. The House on Wednesday agreed to extend the USA Patriot Act for a month while conservative Republicans in the White House work out changes intended to protect people from government intrusion. The GOP-controlled House used a voice vote to keep the law in effect until March 10, so negotiators have more time to come up with a deal. The Senate was expected to follow before the law expires on Friday. It expires tomorrow. Ready for that?
I'm ready.
I wouldn't be surprised if Alan T. Brown expires tomorrow. Just before leaving for Christmas, Congress extended the law until February 3rd. Senate Democrats and 4 Libertarian-leaning Republicans had blocked the final vote on a measure negotiated by the White House that would have made permanent most expiring provisions. The Republicans were concerned about excessive police powers. The Republicans, you hear that?
I heard it.
It is imperative that we not play political games with the tools that our law enforcement needs to prevent another terrorist attack, said the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, Republican Representative James Sensenbrenner, Republican of Wisconsin. House Democrats said they didn't want the Patriot Act to expire, but they're pressing for civil rights protections before renewing it permanent. The extension will give members a chance to work together, said Representative Bob Scott, Democrat of Virginia, added Representative Jane Harman of California, the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. We must extend it, mend it, but not end it. Isn't that cute? She's starting to sound like Johnny Cochran.
She's rhyming it.
We must extend it and mend it, but not end it. And if it don't fit, you're full of stuff. Wow. So there you go. The Patriot Act. I think next year that means Super Bowl in New England is what it sounds like to me. The fix is in. We love the Dolphins. And how about those Tampa Bay Buccaneers? What are they going to do next year? Same old stuff, no offense? Well, what are you schmirkling about? You got to have... How many points they score against the Patriots in that game?
Hey,
huh?
Patriots didn't do too well themselves, okay?
In that game?
Oh, in the Bucs game?
Final
yeah,
score,
whatever.
Tampa Bay 0,
Yeah,
New England Patriots, the defending world champion New England Patriots, 28.
They went out the night before. They had a late night.
I see. Too much time at Mons Venus. 12 minutes out, look at it, the bodies of 14 men shot dead found in Baghdad. This is on top of the story we had before, so if you're keeping track. Of course, who counts those Iraqis anyway, right? They're just pain in the ass bystanders. Right. They're messing up all our fun. What do we got in our... Let's worry about our poll before you start getting all whipped up about that stupid Miami Herald thing. Oh, there's that stupid thing they keep showing on there about that backyard wrestling.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Nobody.
I mean, like, that's a bulletin. CNN's just obsessed with that. All day long we've been seeing that. Kids hitting each other over the head with fluorescent light bulbs and with, like, paper mache, whoopee-doo. 920 votes. I think we're in on that 1,000, don't you?
Maybe urine. Are
you starting with that Paris Hilton crap again?
Hey.
Maybe Steve Kane. Maybe Mr. Ego can bring on the urine lady. 113 at 560 WQAM. When you're shopping for shoes, you know where to head. Straight for Brandy's in Pompano Beach. Boy, are they fantastic. They've been around a long time while 80 zillion other shoe stores have come and gone. Why? Because they've got an unbeatable combination waiting for you. They carry a humongous selection of all the major brands, like Rockport, Florsheim. I get choked up just thinking about it. Don't you?
No.
Rockport, Florsheim, Echo, Mephisto, SAS, New Balance, and lots more. And Brandy's professional shoe fitters always make sure you have a customized fit of your favorite comfort shoe at an unbeatable price. So what could possibly be not to like? Just ask for Arnie. He'll take damn good care of you and make sure you get the perfect fit. And don't forget the pros at Brandy's even specialize in wide widths as well. So whatever you're looking for, guarantee you'll find it at unbeatable prices at Brandy's. Worth the trip for anywhere. For comfort, style, fit, value, and selection, always think Brandy's shoes. 1290 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Open daily till 9 and every Sunday till 5. And this week, another great week to shop at Brandy's because men's and women's Sperry topsiders, a great value, 10 to 20 bucks extra off. Only this week and only at Brandy's Shoes in Pompano Beach.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Let's abuse some more prisoners, make them scream nice and loud. Get me some wires and a battery pack. I don't care if they ain't from Iraq. Should be used to the torture, 'cause we're just playing their game. Oh! In the past, it had to be worse with Saddam Hussein.
All right. The following is an apology from the headquarters of Measly Greed Inquisition.
56. Yes, it's been brought to our attention from outside sources, since we never listen to radio anyway, that the only lucrative show we have on the air, the Neil Rogers Show, I believe it is, has been playing farts again. Now, this flies in the face of God and the FCC. Well, not really, the FCC, but we know so little of broadcasting, we don't want to take any chances. Subsequently, this validates our fear of syndicating Neil's show on our other stations. Not that it ever would have occurred to us in the first place. We're much too busy convincing ourselves that we know what we're doing. After all, we are based in prestigious Fort Myers, a town that Oscar named after his weenie. Suffice it to say, if you want to feel important, rent office space above a seashell store in Fort Myers. Can't get more cosmopolitan than that. Not to mention, as a Florida-based business, we benefit by not having to pay our bills or employees. Well, that's good, Joyce. Thank you. I'm done.
I think that's the last straw, ain't it? 20 after 1 at QAM. Yeah, go over to Naples and hook up with Hurricane Hotline and Dolph Van Denny and Billy the Marlin and have a good time over there with Joyce. Maybe she'll take you out to dinner, Josh. Maybe you can get joiced. How are we doing on that? Are we like over 1,100 votes ahead? Even though we have declining length of listenership, and we have that horrible summer book when George is on, and then Neil is old and doddering, and right. Too bad we can't be young and hip with them with no numbers. 39.29 for QAM and 27.80 for the ticket. So there's the number so far. We're 1,149 votes ahead. Well, that's not enough, is it?
No, it's not.
Well, no, it's not, because we got to build up several thousand vote lead. Because the rest of our guys, they don't want to play.
We want to be
1 million
votes ahead.
That's right. They took their sticks and bats and balls and they went home, take a shower or whatever. Got some bad news for you. La Niña is back.
Okay.
Incredible.
Here's something hurricane-weary residents of Florida and the rest of the Southeast didn't want to hear. La Niña is back. Government forecasters today announced the official return of La Niña, making it sound more like a rock music tour than a weather phenomenon that could enhance the development and strength of hurricanes.
Oh, my God.
Oh, not again, please. Cracker, please. La Niña is the periodic cooling of a key area of the eastern Pacific Ocean, and it tends to occur every 3 to 5 years. Sea temperatures, even 1 degree Fahrenheit below normal, can inhibit the development of crosswinds that sometimes weaken or tear apart hurricanes. In the absence of those crosswinds, more hurricanes can form and strengthen. Experts caution that they not yet draw meaningful conclusions from the return of La Niña, which is described as relatively moderate and could dissipate by summer. Like those numbers we saw in December from across the street. They'll dissipate a lot sooner than that. It's too early to say with confidence what effects this La Niña event will have in the 2006 hurricane season. Jim Laver, director of NOAA, said in a statement. Other effects associated with La Niña, he's the guy that brought the hammer. Other effects associated with La Niña include drought in parts of the south and southwest and above-average rain in the northwest and the Tennessee Valley. Because God is angry. That's why that tornado went spewing by New Orleans again today. God is very pissed off. He wants a chocolate New Orleans. A mocha.
Mocha latte.
That's what he wants. La Niña's, in fact, if some of you guys would just go to Starbucks and get him one, maybe calm him down a little bit.
I'll be right back.
Because his wrath is waxing hot. La Niña is the opposite of El Niño, a warming of the eastern Pacific that can suppress hurricane development. The last La Niña developed in 2000-2001. In December, a team led by private hurricane forecaster William Gray of Colorado State predicted 17 named tropical storms in 2006 that grew into 9 hurricanes. 9, count them. Even Robert Grieper can count 2.
9.
Oh, God. That forecast accounted for a mild La Niña, called for above-average storm formation, but the forecast suggested less activity than during the record-setting 2005, thanks God, when 27 named storms developed into 15 hurricanes. The 6-month hurricane season begins June 1. But if we have, lousy numbers because everybody's radio is shut off, don't blame the Hurricane Wilma, you know? What an idiotic comment. And here they had a 0.3 in them. A 0.3, but don't blame Wilma. Okay, no, we'll give you guys full marks for that. It's all on your ass, you moron. God. You know what? I've always said about nothing worse than people who aren't funny trying to be funny, and there's nothing worse than people who aren't broadcasters trying to be broadcasters. You know what I'm talking about?
What are you talking about?
Oh, but we got the bats and the balls, and we got the dolphins, and we got a bunch of sports guys who take showers together and snap each other with a towel on the ass. 39.85, 28.02, a difference of 11.83, almost 1,200. I think I can breathe easy if we got about a 1,500 vote lead by the time we get our ass out here, too. Do they make way for Geldy? Right? Because I'm sure Geldy will be leaning on it. You think? 9:44. How ironic it is. I just can't stop thinking about that. He's in that 2 to 4 a couple days a week now in that slot, in that kind of rotating slot, perch and rotate. 2 to 4 with no more mo. 944 is our total in our pool, so we'll make that 1,000. Who's got the least self-respect? Colin Powell, 168. I hate this pool, 160. Courtney Love, 149. Paris Hilton, 127. The QM sports staff, they don't wanna, 96. How come I can't get that damn blue stuff?
You can get it off of there.
There it is. QM sports staff, 96. The Democrats, 58. Miss Fudge, she's got 56 and is listening right now. Hey, Miss Fudge!
You fair.
You self-hating piece of turd. God, talk about a total sellout. Ron Jeremy, 46. Jack Abramoff, 34. Jose Canseco, 22. Robert Downey Jr., 20. And Alan Brown, another vote for Alan T. Brown. Downtown Alan Brown be having 8. That exciting? Now, before today, we didn't even know who the hell that was. I didn't. Did you ever hear him before?
Who?
What's his name?
Never heard of him.
The guy that wrote that Joe Rose brought that email in this morning. 5670560. We'll take a couple of calls between now and 2. The poll question is, how badly do you miss Mo? Isn't that the poll?
Let's do it.
WQAM, hello.
Yeah, that tornado went through New Orleans. Was it a chocolate tornado?
No, it was vanilla. WQAM, hello.
This is Mohawk David.
Yeah, good. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
QAM, yes, sir.
Oh, Neil, how are you? Listen, for the poll, further subdivision for the Democrats, Joe Lieberman. He's just out of the league. Jose Canseco's is 16th Street of Southwest. And when the book came out, there were all these Julios there cleaning the street, actually, like 6 of them, if you won't believe it.
Okay, you're the interpreter.
I didn't understand.
Say what? Say what?
Listen, I'm in the middle of a sneezing fit right now.
Oh, good.
Oh,
you can do it like I did in the middle of that spot. That was good. That was special. Oh, God, he's blowing his nose on the air. What a slob. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm an acquaintance of Alan Brown's. I listen to your show and fan of your show, but Alan Brown is a so he's not looking over anybody's shoulders.
He's what?
A paraplegic.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Whatever you say.
For $1.
Uh-huh. So what does that have to do with it? Oh, he's not, I see he's not looking at it. That was a little attempted humor. Very weak. Especially when you look on it like that. Yeah. We're not looking over our shoulder either, okay? We're only looking straight ahead. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, Pally.
I was listening to Geldy yesterday.
Yeah?
And he was one of the guys who was saying, that politics up, man. I need to ignore it. You don't have to listen to that stuff.
I don't wanna.
That sister needs to get with it. I still don't know how he has children. And number 2, I was going through Naples the other day. I do a lot of driving. I could have swore I saw the old Joyster doing old deep knee bends in a cucumber patch.
Oh, lovely. Probably some truth to that. 5, 6, 7. You know what they say about repressed women, don't you?
No. What do they say?
Oh. That was kind of cute. 954 on our poll. We got about 33 minutes to get 46. That should be like a no-brainer, right? No-drainer?
Right.
Hey, Valentine's Day is coming up, so send your wife or girlfriend something she'll really love, and always remember, send her a Vermont teddy bear this year. They've got fun bears with attitude, like the Lover Boy bear, the mysterious Love Bandit, the Mad About You bear, or the new Red Hot Redneck. If you're a romantic, send the Sweetheart Bear or the Red Rose Bouquet Bear. There's a bear for every personality, and believe me, these bears work wonders. Best of all, she'll thank you every time she hugs it, and her bear too, and they'll deliver it with chocolate and a gift card in their famous box for about the price of just a dozen roses. A Vermont teddy bear keeps giving and giving, and Vermont teddy bears are the only bears handmade in America and guaranteed for life. Guys, make this the best Valentine's Day ever. Maybe you get lucky and get you a little, even at home. Call 1-800-829-BEAR or shop online at VermontTeddyBear.com. Order now and have her bear delivered right on Valentine's Day, guaranteed. You got plenty of time. 1-800-829-BEAR, and be sure and tell that old Neil told you to call. 1-800-829-BEAR.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
We know that the Lord even loves Neil Rogers.
Who sounds like a moron?
It's time.
Every time he speaks,
It's the way God wants it to be.
Wants to take a city and cover it in sweets. Ray Nagin can.
Ray Nagin can?
Ray Nagin can. Ray Nagin can, 'cause he wants to make New Orleans taste good.
And I don't care what people are saying.
Sounds like Jesse Jackson.
We as black people.
His comments are bizarre.
Surely God is mad.
He compares the locals to a Willy Wonka bar.
Chocolate.
Ray Nagin can. Yes, Ray Nagin can. Ray Nagin can, 'cause he wants to make New Orleans taste good.
It's time for us to come together. It's time for us to rebuild a New Orleans, the one that should be.
uptown, or wherever they are. This city will be chocolate, a chocolate New Orleans.
He never takes the blame for anything he says.
Chocolate at the end of the day.
Put that chocolate in some coffee and you're off Juan Valdez. Ray Megan can. Ray Megan can.
You know I can.
Ray Megan can, 'cause he wants to make New Orleans taste good.
You can't have New Orleans no other way. It wouldn't be New Orleans.
It just won't be the same, man. 132. 100. I got so many polls going and so many numbers. I was going to say it's 132, but 132 wouldn't be bad.
First for you from right.
That's for damn sure. Which of these big two stations do you prefer for sports radio? This is Greg Cote at the Miami Herald. Be sure and keep banging on this all day. We want to have like 50,000 votes by the end of the day, just to piss off downtown Allen Brown. QAM, 4,074, 59%. 790 the ticket, 2838, 41%. That's a lead of 1,100, or is it 1,200? I can't even count that no more. 1,236. That's kind of close, isn't it?
I don't know. I can't do math.
1,236. No, and it's widening. We're just pulling away. Thanks to our gigantic loyal audience out there. You're slipping, guys, and your length of listenership is really way down, and your mama. Leave Mama out of it, okay? She's resting comfortably. Alito sides with Missouri inmate on death row. Did you see this story?
No.
His very first decision, and he pissed off the conservatives. New Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito split with the court's conservatives last night, refusing to let Missouri execute a death row inmate contesting lethal injection. Alito, handling his first case, sided with inmate Michael Taylor, who would want to stay from an appeals court earlier in the evening. See, if it would have been a little girl, he'd have said fry her ass. Chief Justice John Roberts and Justices Antonin Scalia and Clarence Token Thomas supported lifting the stay, but Alito joined the remaining 5 members in turning down Missouri's last-minute request to allow a midnight execution. Earlier in the day, Alito was sworn in for a second time in a White House ceremony where he was lauded by President Bush as a man of steady demeanor, careful judgment, and complete integrity. He was also given his assignment for handling emergency appeals, Arkansas, Iowa, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, and South Dakota. As a result, Missouri filed with Alito its request for the High Court to void a stay and allow Taylor's execution. The court's split vote last night ended a frenzied day of filings. Missouri twice asked the justices to intervene and permit the execution, while Taylor's lawyers filed 2 more appeals seeking delays. Reporters and witnesses had gathered at the state prison awaiting word from the High Court on whether to go ahead with the execution, and they wanted to see the sparks fly, even though there's no sparking no more. They want to see a few fireworks. An appeals court will now review Taylor's claim that lethal injection is cruel and unusual punishment, a claim also used by 2 Florida death row inmates that won stays from the Supremes over the past week. How you like that? Maybe he's going to turn out to be wonderful, you think?
No.
A real kind of like moderate guy, you think?
Wonderful.
No. There you go. Keep your eye on our poll now. Don't let us slide off of that 1,000 barrier, because if we don't get to that, then they'll be like sending us more hostile faxes. You made a mistake. Yeah, see, 967. That ain't exactly what I'm thinking of, like a shoo-in for 1,000 in 25 minutes. Should be, right? Should be.
Right.
So you can, like we need 23, so that's like only 1 a minute. So you can ease off on that other thing until 2 o'clock and then go nuts. Then I'd get on there. I'd start out sending out emails to people, to fetuses, to embryos, to people that haven't been dreamed up yet. Right?
Right.
Send them all out. Oh, here's that blood sport again. Look at that. He's all banged up. Oh, put the shirt back on. Jesus, God. Isn't this exciting? That backyard wrestling. Isn't that what they're showing again?
No, it's actually pretty boring.
Yeah. He got a couple of bunks on his head. Oh, I think he just got a couple of bad zits.
No, if we're talking about the backyard wrestling babes,
yeah,
that's a DVD.
That's a whole different story. You're talking about that mud wrestling in the backyard.
And mud slinging?
Fat-ass Governor Jeb Bush yesterday ruled out his 8th and final budget recommendation calling for record tax breaks while pumping almost $2 billion into new school construction. Keeping with the theme of his administration, the Republican governor wants much of that new money funneled into programs that would lure high-paying science and technology jobs, hire new teachers and build classrooms to meet the class size mandate, and fund an Everglades cleanup. I bet he's got some devious plans. It would also fatten taxpayers' wallets through sales tax holidays and by eliminating the intangibles tax on stocks and bonds. But Democrats said the budget left behind improved health care coverage for the poor. South Florida school officials were also wary of their potential effect. While calling for an average $347 increase in per-student spending statewide, Bush's plan would give Broward County a $278 increase and Dade County only $281. See that? Short end of the stick.
Mm-hmm.
We're not thrilled. We're below the state average. We can't maintain quality school systems when we're at the bottom of the barrel, said Georgia Slack, lobbyist for the Broward Public School System. She said she wouldn't give the governor any slack. Palm Beach County would get a $376 per student increase, but much of that new money would be earmarked for class size reduction, retirement programs, and growth in the number of new students. It would be a little bit tight. At this point, it would place the county in a difficult situation, said Vern Pickup Crawford, lobbyist for the Palm Beach County School Board. That's his name. It's a hyphenated name. Vern Pickup Crawford.
Wow. How do you get a name like that?
Go to the airport and pick up Crawford, I guess. I never heard such a thing in my life. No. Vern Pickup Crawford. Only in Palm Beach, baby. Probably Okeechobee, Pahokee. Scientists have discovered a new planet bigger than Pluto. I don't know if it's as big as Uranus. German astrophysicists have concluded a space body located in the outer reaches of the solar system has a diameter of 435 miles, larger than Pluto, the smallest planet. Well, maybe we can divert that shuttle we sent up the other day and send it to the new planet. Because Pluto's about the size of a fat boy's ass. Their research puts more pressure on the International Astronomical Union to classify the object as the 10th planet in our solar system.
Oh, my God.
UB313. That's a hell of a bad name for a planet, ain't it? They always give those rocks out there in the middle of the sky, you know, middle of the universe.
Well, you can name it eventually.
UB313 is decidedly larger than Pluto, said University of Bonn professor Frank Bertoldi, whose team findings will be published in Thursday's journal Nature Today. The object, tentatively named 2003 UB313, UB this, UB that, it's an icy body that lies beyond the planet Neptune. You'd be crazy if you believe in this, but it's true. Yeah, UB was first photographed in October 2003 by astronomers at the California Institute of Technology's Palomar Observatory. That Palomar telescope, they've come to see some things over my place, too, north of San Diego. Astronomers announced last summer that it was large enough to be a planet, was likely much larger than Pluto. To determine the size, the Bonn team, led by Bertoldi and Max Planck Institute for Radio Astronomy, used a Spanish telescope equipped with a sensitive heat sensor to measure its thermal emission.
Like I'm kicking out today.
Huh?
Kicking out a lot of thermal emissions myself today.
Are you really? That's what I'm hearing and smelling. That's what Josh was complaining about.
2 candle days.
He said he's not going to work for free if he has to put up with that crap too much longer.
That's right. A perk.
Is it really? How are you spelling that? Okay, now let's take a look at these deals here. I realize I'm spending way too much on this, but after tomorrow it'll be like all history and it'll be all behind us and everybody can go back to like pretending, that they don't care about it. They do. Well, Geldy don't care because he's not on it. I guarantee you, if his name was on there, he'd be am I right?
Why isn't his name on there?
Because they only put 4 people from our station. And that was the whole idea. In the original pool last week. That was to slight everybody else like Curtis and Kimba and Eddie K and everybody else. Was Eddie K on it? Yeah, he was on it. And important people like Troy Stratford, Lady Martez. How can you leave a guy like that off our poll?
Jesse Agler.
Jesse Matagudo. 980 vote. Who has the least self-respect? Colin Powell, 172. We're rolling with Colin. In fact, don't you have kind of like, it sounds to me like maybe you have a rolling Colin day. Maybe that's your story.
Yeah, it's rolling all right, like thunder.
Too much of that, Tony's. I hate this pool, 169. Courtney Love, 153. Paris Hilton, 132. The QM sports staff, we don't wanna, 98. The Democrats, 65. Matt Fudge, he had 57. Ron Jeremy, 48. Jack Abramoff, 34. Jose Canseco, 24. Robert Downey Jr., 21. And look at that. Alan T. Brown, big man in town.
9.
He's got 9.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
All right.
If there's a butt, I smell it.
All right.
Rectum.
I was sleeping in the park, just trying to take a snooze. I got pummeled in the dark, it left me black and blue. I'm hurt so bad, I'm coughing up blood. Why was I beaten by teenagers with clubs? Don't know why this happened. I took blows to the head. They took off, they were laughing. They left me here for dead. I've gotta ask, were they high on drugs? was I beaten by teenagers with clubs? I'm lying here, can hardly move. They took those baseball bats and swung them like Babe Ruth. Like to ask the parents why they raise their kids this way. Lots and lots of prison time will be the price they pay. Put them in jail with all those other thugs. Why was I beaten by teenagers with clubs? Why was I beaten by teenagers with clubs? Why was I beaten by...
You know, even you could do the math on this. Nice, easy numbers there. 4283 to 2883. It sounds like an even 1,400 vote lead for us, for the good guys. You know who's going to be really upset about this? All the people on this email. Do you want to read the names again? No.
Nah.
Bungled peace building opens door to terrorism, writes Stephen Leahy in the Interpress Service. Washington's attempts to bring security to Iraq and Afghanistan are not only making life harder for local people, they're breeding more terrorists, warn international security experts.
Oh, my God.
A little slow there. Under its anti-terrorism agenda, the U.S. has centralized power and security in post-conflict Iraq and Afghanistan, which ironically creates perfect conditions for terrorists and criminals.
All right.
There is a great fear that unstable states and post-war societies provide an ideal breeding ground for terrorist training and activity, said Albrecht Schnabel, a senior fellow with a research program on human security in Bern, Switzerland. Albrecht Schnabel. Yet almost 3 years after the toppling of Saddam Hussein, Iraq is characterized by chaos, violence, and disintegration.
All of these things.
The methods used to rebuild Iraq's security sector are simply making matters worse, he told the Interpress Service. Schnabel is co-editor of a new book, Security Sector Reform and Post-Conflict Peacebuilding, published by UN University Press and written by an international group of academics and military commanders who examine the record and challenges of security sector reform in post-conflict societies. Instead of stabilizing places like Iraq, international efforts to centralize power, creating a more fragile security environment than ever before, Schnabel said. And it goes on. It's on our website, by the way, some of our great bedtime stories, which you might want to read in between casting your 80,000 votes for QAM on Greg Cote, Texas Herald, on his fine blog on the Herald. Now, next time you want to send a telegram, you know where not to go? Do you see this?
No.
Oh, a Western Union.
Oh, well, I don't use that.
No, but that's kind of shocking, though.
Why?
What else do they do?
Money transfers.
Money orders, wires. No more little yellow envelopes with good news and bad news. Stop. No more singing telegrams. Stop. No more night letters. Stop. No more telegrams of any kind. Stop. If you're voting for the other guys across the street, stop. Western Union has shut off its telegraph machines, wounded by fax machines, and finally done in by email, like this one from Alan Brown to all the people over there across the street. The bright yellow telegram with little strips of words pasted on the form is only an artifact of history now. In its day, the arrival of telegram was a very big deal, stopping the heart in mid-beat. Nervous fingers tore open a little yellow envelope and breathing stopped. Nobody sent trivial news by telegram. Telegrams announced business deals, faraway births, sudden deaths. In wars past, parents got the bad news by Western Union. The President of the United States regrets to inform you that your son or daughter has just been butchered, or whatever. With no hint of irony, Western Union sent a message of its own death in the medium that helped the telegram's demise, the Internets. The message posted on the Western Union website without fanfare was couched in the language of lawyers and accountants. Effective January 27, 2006, Western Union will discontinue all telegram and commercial messaging services. We regret any inconvenience this may cause you, and we thank you for all your loyal patronage. No mas.
Yeah, and anyone inconvenienced by this must be Amish.
Come on. Are you picking on them poor Amish schleppers again?
No, I love the Amish.
On those Getskis. They're just busy horsing around. And they're not listening. See, it's easy to pick on them because they can't have a radio.
Oh, they can borrow one.
Can they really?
They can listen to one. They can just not own it.
Let's see. 29 would be 1437, and there's 1,444 votes. We're pushing toward that 1,500 total we were aiming for by 2 o'clock. Aren't you just psychotic about this?
No.
Well, I know somebody who might be. In fact, I know a whole bunch of people who might just be. Wouldn't you think? And I bet you the names are all on that sheet of paper that Joe Rose that you faxed over to me this morning. That was quite a deal. And then, in fact, the other one that you faxed in too was quite a deal, but we can't say it on the air. That was real interesting, a real fly opener. Oh, speaking of that, Has Brokeback set back gay rights?
You fairy.
Movie has become a springboard for tasteless gay jokes. As the Academy of Motion Pictures validates Brokeback Mountain with 8 nominations, the movie has become an excuse to tell graphic sexual jokes that make fun of gays. What a shame. 1,006 votes on our poll, by the way. Thank you. Forget the obvious, Jay and Dave, who played in Middle America. Now, let's see. Did you say you got it? You see, who told me they had it?
Brokeback Mountain?
Yeah.
I have it.
You didn't watch it, though?
No, and I sent you a copy.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Excellent. Even TV news anchors are getting in on the act. Chris Morrow, a San Antonio anchor, quipped recently, why don't they just give one of those guys from Brokeback Mountain Best Actress? But bloggers, many of whom are thought to be more progressive thinkers, are the ones having a field day. Item. A takeoff on Barry Manilow's Copacabana. Chorus. Up at Brokeback Mountain, those gay cowboys, they did some mountain. Up at Brokeback Mountain, they felt the passion as they discussed fashion. It's Barry Manilow. Hey, Barry.
You fairy.
Some other ones, too. I'm not going to sing the songs because I can't sing. Takeoff on the Beatles' Get Back. Gyllenhaal's Jack Twist, he thought he was a woman, but he was another man. Hot Anne Hathaway would love to give it to him. Instead, he'll take it in the, item. The movie's referred to as Humpback Mountain, Bareback Mountain, Brokebutt Mountain, Fudgepack Mountain, and so on. The item. The movie's making history as the first Western ever where the good guys get it in the end. Item. Question. How do you know when a Holly Puke fake cowboy is horny? Answer. He puts the saddle on his horse backward.
What?
That's old. It's one of our bits.
Yeah. It's ironic that the movie has broken barriers, also the source of some pretty snarky jokes. Damon Romine, spokesman for the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, said his organization's not been monitoring blogs, but been watching late-night TV shows, and that Glad doesn't have a problem with the Brokeback jokes. Well, thank God for that. Nothing worse than an uptight queen. With all the buzz and visibility Brokeback's been getting, he said he'd be more concerned if Leonard and Letterman weren't talking about it. Excellent point, right? Excellent. Yeah, I think he's got his little pinky right on it. 1,008 votes on our poll, and the other one, I'm not even going to look at it, because it's stupefying. It's kind of scary, isn't it? Yeah, Representative John Bonner chosen new House Majority Leader.
I mean, we could go back. Well, where should we start? Should we go back?
Looks like a real dullard in a very nasty Brooks Brothers suit to me, don't he?
Who?
Looks really dangerous. This guy on it, the guy that's replacing, Tom DeLay.
Oh.
John Bonner. I'm sure that's how you pronounce his name. I know how you'd say it, and you better not. You get Joyce. So what do you think? What do you make of this today? Have we accomplished something?
I think if I make it till 2 without messing myself, it'll be quite an accomplishment.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, nobody. First of all, you had a little situation in the beginning before we even started, and then after you farted, and
I haven't stopped farting since.
Brad and Tony's there about 15 pieces of slices of pizza all for you.
Little antipasto salad is all I ate.
Get out of here! Is that what all he ate was a little antipasto?
Yeah, that's all he ate.
Really? And you?
I did a little. Did some stuffed shells, some garlic rolls, some salad.
Yeah, you're going to do some stuff all right pretty soon, I have a feeling. All for you. Anyway, we got Geldy standing by. You watch Geldy. You'll talk him into it. Get him leaning on that pole today. He can get his 40, 50 listeners out there to really hop on it.
This is Neil Rogers. This is 560 QAM.
Geldy, talking on a sports show, trying to be macho. Your voice sounds just like a 7-year-old girl, a little sports host shill. What else are you there for? Geldy, talking like a baby who needs a little training. Why can't you understand? You don't sound like a man. Remove the rubber bands that choke your scrotum. Geldy, your lucky management don't care. 'Cause Geldy, you don't belong there on the air. And Geldy, the sports can wait till your voice cracks. 'Cause anyone who sounds like that should find another job.
Yes.
And they should only take you back when both your BBs drop. Oh, Geldy, when you gonna grow up? You make us want to throw up. You silly squeaky fool. Go to broadcasting school. Your prepubescent voice makes you sound like a putz. You're a putz.
Absolutely.
You're a putz. You're a
Okay, 1:58, we got Geldy, the aforementioned one coming up at 2 o'clock. Peter King with Geldy at 3. I have no idea why, but he seems to be like a regular. Maybe he's on the payroll. Maybe we're paying Peter King the money that Josh should be getting for his raise, you think?
It's possible.
If it's more than $5, then it must be. Mad Dog at Smoky Bones in Fort Lauderdale at 4. Hurricane Hotline at Bernie Kosar Steakhouse at 7. Joe Z at Bernie's for the Beast, who's up in Detroit, walking around in dark neighborhoods, 9 o'clock, and that could be anywhere. And Eddie K at 10. Now, here's the deal. 1,607 votes ahead. See that?
All right.
See the power of...
Feel good!
Right. This audience and whatever. 4505 QAM. Which of the two stations you prefer for sports radio? Which of the two stations you prefer, period? See? He didn't want to put that on there because that would include me, and that would be really bad. 4505 for us and 2898 for $7.90 the ticket for that other place with downtown Allen Brown. So what are you thinking? Pretty good job today by us, huh?
Yeah, I'm thinking one more minute and I can go take care of some business.
Oh, no. Man, I've heard of a music explosion. And we got 1,025 on our own pool there. Which, you know, and it's not even a good poll today. The poll sucks. Sorry, Sean, I don't want to, pick on Sean because he really works feverishly to, send us a pile of polls. But this one, I mean, it's okay, right?
It's a good poll, but we're just distracted by this other thing.
We're distracted. We got bigger fish to fry, and then tomorrow we'll wrap that whole thing up and win by about 50,000 votes, and then we can go back to just kicking people's ass.
Bye! When it comes to sports, rock solid. We're the authority. Sports Radio 560, WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.